doing the then you E-Arena 6-7.
7. We have 7. After this season, you just I prefer most. I guess.
Okay, I think Team Flash. I would say version is the moment. Moment. Always a lot of love for the crowd, right? You gotta love this guy. You cannot hate him. This guy is just one of a kind.
It's adorable.
Yeah, and I'll give one more to Team Nemesis. So I think that's my 3.
Oh, Nemesis. Oh, because of purple. We don't have purple too often as well.
Yeah.
I did notice when it comes to logo and color scheme, I think the big change is going to be drawing. Because they used to have something, do old logos. It's more about a fiery freak out their performance. Yesterday, quite still, because they were devastated. The Rango close couldn't score, and they definitely want their numbers to up their effort as well.
And you know what? When we're different, right? I kind of like Xavier somewhere. Leave it for Xavier is if there's like a 4th Xavier. That's a team that you cannot cover. They're up Asia level. I'm again. Wouldn't be surprised if they actually make a huge comeback today.
I mean, I would definitely agree with you, especially the part where I would tomorrow for my prediction. I'm probably going to put up the Xavier's one of the top. Because usually when it comes to the it really kicks in on a different level of focus. Try to focus just to that with eliminations and chicken dinner, of course. That's where I talked about when it comes to the last sprint, where you really have to move the very, very last minute for your app. I think these have the for that. But don't forget about, speaking of a last minute comeback, Boyne also known for that reason as well.
Oh yeah, I was.
We officially start and here Rondo map again. Welcome, ladies. None.
Another spot just a early North.
True. I mentioned about state. Practically taking. You mentioned about the gym. The gym guys. Northern ended up probably the circle of fast track and York's factory. That's always going to be the usual favorable place. But we've seen ones, I think
here to revive, so
I don't think they pick this point.
As a music. To rank you to first. You'll be shooting at BC. I wonder when.
To barricade. I didn't see around have to going to Bobby Rallis. Bobby. Easy slumber. But the thing is, the problem they're facing, they don't have enough resources just yet. Slowly try to lift up. It's going to be Bobby. But I do have small camera in the small screen. There's going to be E-Arena. So it's be engaging as well. And for side of the arena, just going to be around stadium, I think. But back to it easy. Around a daunting area. BTR getting on charcoal. But I think between these two, it seems like a bit of a stalemate for.
Here comes Team Z. 1 and Pagkiram fire chill outs. Recall that's what for him to retreat back.
It was there as well when I think they got eliminated. So I think they definitely want to play slightly in the start for one, knowing that they redeem themselves for Rondo, because Rondo is the man executed. A couple of teams recall got finished down early. There's no more need to gain any.
Teams need to think about situation. They managed to get 1, 2, and BTR is coming in, but then again, Team Flash.
But that's going to be more nice. That's not very anymore. But there are some. I think the circle. That's why it's be holding spot. Team still anything bad happen. Tower near. There's one recall tower near. Kind of easy. Last time we were fighting against.
And from it's just praying.
I even noticed they didn't check that they were in the same building, but every room that Dale was in. So that's pretty much finding himself a recall. 52 spot.
Use a recall now to elimination. It's
hard for him to visualize their target.
Mid of the circle, Amarnat and Firan 1v1 in the blue. And we're coming to stage 4 soon. This fight to end quickly. And here comes Firan. Goes back up to the second floor.
I want to see the POV of the players. Renee playing in the blue like Jersey mentioned, tugging out the HP. But it's going to be YG winning over RQ. But at least they still have 2 more players alive. But I don't know if they can reach out to us where Hale already holding that recall tower. Unless if they want to venture into Lo Huasi at a high stake time here. We're talking about stage number 5 for them to get there and to take the blue in. It's not going to be easy. That's a very painful blue. So I guess they have to fight if they want to get to the recall tower for RRQ.
Oh, somebody's still behind Moment and Moment has no clue. Oh, that's Dale. Oh man, he's been here for like the longest time. We can call this house the Dale house now. But lucky enough for him that E-Arena left, so now is his chance. But does he have a vehicle though?
Moment still not checking this guy. I guess Dale just left his property already, knowing that's clear for him to exit out, taking the advantage. Pendum spotted at Void. Right across, quite spread out for Pendum players in a straight line, but 52, unfortunately, I don't think they can actually find any recall tower. Got pinned down by players as well. There's 2 teams ousted for now, 14 teams at stage smoke. E-Arena will be one of them. Quite maze, I'm not sure where. See a bit of them, the edge just now. They're very scattered and spread out for E-Arena. That's just how they played yesterday. It feels like they're playing as a solo player, but with the intention of gaining intel only. But try to run away and survive, and also try to get points whenever they can. That's going to be the main objective for E-Arena. Gaining intel first, then regroup, and then they try to discuss what to do about it.
Is still in the but he's not yet. Does have this shack though, but I don't think he has anything else in front of him. and BTR might spot him out. So we'll see what happens to Dale later on, because E Arena is around the corner as well, and now the blue will arrive on top of Dale. He has to decide on what to do.
Spot it out. Hive, 10k will want to regroup. Like I mentioned, E Arena is all about getting info first, and then they will regroup and try to think about how they. But the circle will shrink. I think he'll definitely get in it, but the con is there as well, and probably a lot of teams will try to challenge them, but for now, a lot of teams will try to give it a focus onto the edge of the circle or slightly on the outskirts, where we're watching MJ, Pandem, and Voin. MacJo, Pandem, and also Voin happen to be at a triangle battle just to squeeze into the south of the circle.
Oh, and where is MJ going to squeeze right now? Look at this. 3 different teams in front of them. Voin, Team Pandem, and AZ Slumber. With the snake across. Will it land? He got in range.
It's enough. Ball flying, exchange your hands, and Presley hitting on. Is it going to be good for Hive? He got into the opening, but the knee still over to his Hive side. It will stun at the movement. They're not advancing forward. They are at 3 players only. It's going to be 3v3 between and Hive for now. But this knockdown told them for a retreat back to everybody. Remember, Schweppes eating a lot of Nate just now. Well, they still got Nates galore in these 2 teams. Mormon will have to pick up Schweppes, while we do have a different team engaging towards high grounds around the hillside.
And 9 eliminations now for E Arena, and they can still pick up Schweppes. This is a monster of a team here we're talking about. While for Pangeran MacJo, they're in the fight with Voin. We're going to put focus onto E Arena now, because they're surrounded by so many other teams, including BTR coming in too. Passing by is going to be BTR now. They are right on top of E Arena. BTR wouldn't mind taking out E Arena. Wow, they are top contenders for the trophy.
Speaking of getting a trophy, a lot of teams try to gain as much point here, willing to give all their throwables just for the sake of the points. They would treat them like a dime right now for every single point. Try to make use of whatever they have. Running pretty dry for E Arena with those multiple nades being tossed. Sunny K on the ground again, and this time he is eating the nades from Raimon. And there's another one taken down as well. Joker, the front liner for E Arena in shambles. Limb by limb taken out by Hive, but Hive did not taking the push in yet. And now finally we have the green light and going in with the vehicle presser, going through the smoke, trying to run the rest. Oh no!
Oh, Pretzel! Oh man, drive by, 1 more to go, but wait! Moment! Save the day! Moment, the hero of the arena!
11 elimination with slither of health remaining. Mormon pulled it off again. This guy just don't know how to die, but here comes another contender. They're still licking their wounds. These saviors for the next challenger here. Will Mormon pull it off again?
Oh, if he can do it for the 2nd time, it's going to be insane. But then again, it's the Xavier we're talking about here. And Momo, final active player for E Arena. He still has Schweppes together with him, but can he revive Schweppes in time? Because right now, the Xavier, they're circling around, they want to end the job. They see Momo and they move in. Schweppes will get out first. Momo left alone with 50% of health. They will all go in onto him, and that is it for E Arena. But still, they're able to collect 11 elimination points.
Oh, that was one big flashing move by Mormon just now, but got finished off by the Xaviers as a housekeeping team. But on the side of E Arena, I have to say, Mormon, he got all the qualities you need to have as a star player. Great attitude, charisma, and a crazy clutch in the game.
Insane. Absolutely insane play by Mormon there. If only the MVP does not come from the winning team, it could be Mormon for this now. But anyway, it will come from a winning team, and we still have 7 of them that can potentially score this chicken dinner. Team number 6 because next to be eliminated, and number 8 with 1 elimination point. They are out currently at number 15, and they need to claw back a lot of points in the next 2 games.
At least Dale's hide and seek games ended. He doesn't have to be feeling careful too much anymore. They can prepare themselves for a wrangle. But teams that remain here down to 7. AZ in trouble here, down to 2 players. Got shot from afar. Well, BTR, they try to tail the rest of MEC. Another one bites the dust. That's going to be MJ leaving us at 6 teams at stage number 6. But there's quite a number of teams around the south side. Majority of the teams happen to be on the south of circle right now. Team Flash surrounded by so many teams. They are happening to be the center of attention. Team Flash, BTR focusing on AZ as well. Look at the nades flying over to Wins on the ground as well. 1 HP, barely alive. Are you kidding me?
Oh, that was so close. And Razak from the side will get tops. But Team Flash is not out in yet. They still have 4 though. But a win will be eliminated by Razak. BTR bringing more points for their team. We still have Bull together with Zeus. The twins that will need to do it for the team as Tops taking damage and will be eliminated by Levi's from D-Xavier.
Full squad, D-Xavier, BTR and Hill. Team Flash, Rose and Zeus. The twins. How will they work things out? Chemistry-wise, nobody questions. Since they were baby, they got great chemistry. And now the chemistry in PUBG Mobile. How will they wrap around the 3 teams, 3 giant teams, heavy hitters, top teams, arguably one of the best in the world as well, BTR, D-Xavier and Hill. When it comes to numbers, Cloud, look at D-Xavier's throwables. They have been saving it for this, explicitly for this time only.
Yeah, for the final moment, right? They are ready for it. Look at this. 17 frags, 16 smokes, 6 volleys. Man, they are well stocked up. And they also have 12 eliminations already now. And they're making up from their point losses of being number 1. Let's see circle time, and it goes to entirely D-Xavier's circle.
Oh my. D-Xavier's presented in silver plate. With 12 eliminations, plenty of double-digit eliminations for Rondo map. But they're making use of it and did actually redeem their yesterday's Rondo. D-Xavier's, they got eliminated early and look at where they are right now. But Hill now is going to be a 3v2 for Team Flash and Hill. They both have the least amount of play. Never mind, Hill managed to reset back as a 4. Team Flash, sadly, they have the worst position in this case. They move forward. Hill and BTR both try to steal the points away. Oh, this is going to be a tough entry in with that Dacia.
Ooh, and Hill was waiting right in front of Team Flash. You see a name being cooked up. Toss across, but before that, Zeus managed to breathe through. But can he survive though? That's going to be the other question. Looks like the answer is no. As Tiger X got him, Zeus eliminated, then goes for Bo as well. That is it for Team Flash, now down to top 3.
Federalis move himself to find an off angle. Spotted out Nate, D-Xavier, Lamborghini open their angles wider. To recounter Federalis, trying to close them off. For D-Xavier's Nate, he needs to leave slightly a bit later for him to leave. Federalis chucked down quite a number of damage of bullet, sunk in so much of that. A BTR. I feel bad for Hill. Slowly crouching in, but Canary, he's down to only 10% of HP, and D-Xavier knows exactly where he's at. Don't have enough health utilities, he barely got any. He got himself a couple of pills. But other than that, the throwables, he got no smoke, so he pretty much stuck where he's at.
Yeah, so he's going to play the patience game now, waiting for his teammates to rotate. They're on their way right now. And here comes Newey at the forefront. They're going to charge it onto D-Xavier straight up. They're not going to wait for Levi's or his mate to cook. And here comes Lamborghini getting Tiger X by trading back by getting Levi's. Newey from the other side as well. Coming in with multiple shots with his SLK. They managed to get pirated on the ground. But Newey, he needs a little bit of space for him to reset himself. Nade after nade. He will pop that smoke to buy him a little bit more space and time to heal.
Oh, that vehicle will be the biggest barricade for him right now. Axel trying to find a loophole, trying to find a way in. And D-Xavier, they've been sandwiched on left, right. Federalis jumping over. Hill against BTR right now, leaving Lamborghini to manage to revive his teammate fallen just now. Hill refocused, shifted over to BTR, coming in towards the side of Hill. Mega reviving BTR. They shifted their focus. That seems to be the saving grace for D-Xavier.
Oh, and D-Xavier, they were sandwiched by 2 teams, and that's why right now they're only down to two active players. They're on the other side. And because of that distraction, that will give space for Hill Esports to reset. New Way's back up again. Federal is trying to charge forward, but this nade onto Mega Earth. He's still alright. So far, so good. It's going to be a three-way war. Who will trigger first?
Less than a minute to decide. Time's not on anybody's side, but it's definitely going to be Xavier's at the worst case position. Earth from Hill, that's a big nade. They know exactly. Canary definitely want to take the points away, and the rest of it already pushing forward towards the rest of these Xaviers. There's no room at all for Lamborghini to actually do anything about it. Nui, on the other hand, trying to wrap around BTR, hoping you can get the other angle perspective against these Xaviers as well at the same time. They're quite close to BTR. These Xaviers managed to revive on Lamborghini Nate. I mean, very careful for Hill, despite they got those knockdowns early on.
Yeah, if only BTR's not dead, they'll surely push towards Xavier after that knock, but because of that situation, then Xavier, they reset back as a duo. They're now locked into each other, but stage 9, people, it's time. It's time for the grand finale for this round.
Maybe. They have plenty of troubles before for the Xaviers now. Running dry. It's all about matter of time. Who start to open fire first? Numbers wise, BTI and Hill pretty much have very similar amount, but when it comes to percentage and also the position, it's going to be more towards BTI. They have more grounds, slightly elevation. Hill have the least amount of elevations and the least amount of ground as well. Same goes for the Xaviers. This is BTR's game based on the standpoint, but BTR cannot be too reckless. They have to wait things out first. They have plenty of ground, they can wait. But for Hill, not so much. They have to pick their poison now.
But even the chicken percentage favors BTR too. So now, both Hill and Xavier will be forced to move forward. We hear gunfire. Nate by Lamborghini and Nate as well. But none of them truly connected. Oh, and he got Canary. That could be an opening, but then again, Hill Esports, because they have the numbers, so they're not really pressured by their push just yet, but they might be pressured by the blue.
The blues coming in. We're at stage 9, no more circle at this point. Federales got himself a barricade. Spotted out Hill. That was a straight line of shot. Federales, is he awoke? Is he awakened now? Finally, he's going in. This is the Federales we're talking about. He's getting 2. BTR, they're not waiting anymore. Federales leashed it. Oh, beast of BTR. This is Federales.
The Filipino Terminator, ladies and gentlemen. Just when you thought he was sleeping, now he has awakened from his slumber and he helped BTR to lock in the chicken dinner today. Very important chicken dinner as BTR is on the chase for the PMGL Southeast Asia Finals Trophy.
That's what we're talking about, man. I've been waiting that reckless side of Federales to just unleash the beast. We waited since yesterday and finally we get to see it in the first map of Rondo just now. But these Xaviers, they were devastated between these Xaviers and Hill. We didn't get to see who got second and third place just now because it happens lightning fast. But we do know there are plenty of double-digit elimination. One of it, definitely your chicken dinner winner here. That's going to be BTR.
With 13 eliminations in this round, so that's 23 points collected. And it's going to be quite clear that Mr. Filipino Terminator Federales is going to be the MVP. 5 eliminations, 3 knockouts at 839 damage. The most damage among all his teammates. He shared the same amount of eliminations together with Mr. Buff Gym guy Razak, who needs that bicep pose in one of his other pictures. Hopefully we get to see it later. But Federales, clearly, based on the stats, he's definitely going to be the MVP. He even shown it during that last stage where he just rushed forward, gets one player after another, and bring the chicken dinner to BTR. Let's check out the highlights.
managed to cling on the very last minute before Hill got eliminated first at third place. D. Xavier's got himself a Lamborghini as last year. D. Xavier's just now got 3 teams scoring a double-digit uphill for top 4 teams. BTR with 13 eliminations. D. Xavier's with another 13 eliminations, while E Arena finished off at 11 eliminations. Unfortunately, Hill the only one with a single-digit year.
And this is the best performing round of D. Xavier since yesterday as well, with 13 eliminations and a second place finish. So that's pretty nice for D. Xavier, and it will put them back in contention for the top 5 and maybe even the number 1 spot. We need to check out the points later, but before that, we're going to award, of course, none other than the Filipino Terminator, Federales, as the MVP this round with 5 elimination points, 839 damage, 3 knockouts, 29% team contribution, and the longest Rondo match we have seen. Well, we only played 1 Rondo match yesterday. 30 minutes, 32 seconds survival time. Nobody can doubt the Filipino Terminator.
Oh, I'm loving this. The fact is woken up now. You just poked the dragon, and this is what we're waiting for. I mean, just unleash yourself. It's only going to be 3 days, and if you don't push yourself to full potential, you're going to regret not trying hard enough to do it. It just shows today Federales just woken up, give them so much points for BTR, and we do know they are one of the top 5 teams as well. So this backs the question whether they close the gap with E Arena or not.
Oh!
No way.
Whoa! Ladies and gentlemen, BTR is now at number 1, 1 point ahead of E Arena after that amazing performance by BTR and the Filipino Terminator Federales. E Arena 78 points, 1 point behind the BTR. Team Flash, 3rd place right now. RRQ drops to 4th place, and Magna Esports Club on to their precious number 5. But D. Xavier, they're only 2 points behind Magna Esports Club. D. Xavier.
But if you look at the margins between the top 5 and the rest of it, we just lock it on top 5. It's such a tight gap here. We're talking about how close it is when it comes to the rankings. But we're going to hop into a different map next one. It's going to be E-Wrangle. And we do know when it comes, just to recap, yesterday E-Arena has been battling it out in E-Wrangle. They scored himself 1 chicken yesterday in E-Wrangle. MEC scored the 2nd E-Wrangle, and RQ scored the 3rd E-Wrangle. And it's always going to be the same name. BTR, where they stand when it comes to the Wrangle, is still one of the teams they're quite consistent as well, because they got themselves in the top 4 in the last E-Wrangle yesterday. So I think this is E-Arena waking up and slapping their reality check, knowing that, hey, we need to push forward. If not, somebody else will take the trophy.
Well, that's good news for the bigger troopers out there, but not so good news for the other teams. They were very consistent in E-Wrangle, like what you said yesterday, so they clearly love this map. And with the fact that every day we'll be playing at least 3 E-Wrangles, which is the majority of the maps. So if you're good at E-Wrangle, naturally you will have an upper hand because of the amount of maps that's being played. So BTR right now, they are definitely hot. Now the bigger question is that, what will the other teams do? What will teams like D. Xavier do? They are desperate now, and they've shown that inside of the Rondo match, and with desperation calls great power for D. Xavier. And they did really well as well. Now it's all about keeping it consistent for D. Xavier.
And speaking of comparing the Xaviers and BTR right now, the rates of getting more points in the Wrangle, I have to give the points towards the Xaviers more. They are more consistent compared to BTR in terms of the Wrangle when it comes to the top 4. And when it comes to BTR, they actually played Miramar better than their Wrangle for yesterday's performance. They scored themselves in the top 4 both in Miramar, but only once in Wrangle. So I think if they want to tweak their performance, this is going to be the map they want to focus on what to do better. Well, the Xaviers, I like that you point out and mention regarding this is the point that they want in Wrangle. Yesterday, twice they almost got that chicken dinner, but twice being turned down by E-Arena and RRQ. So it just shows when it comes to closing the deal, they have some issues right now for the Xaviers. Today is their redemption day. You can see the first Rondo map, they already redeemed themselves for yesterday's performance.
Oh yeah. I remember the RRQ one very clearly. Like, they were on top of that, the abandoned church, and RRQ, they were outside the circle, then it was almost like, okay, they got it in the bag, until RRQ made that brilliant rotation to counter the members of D Xavier and caught them off guard and stole away the chicken dinner in Irago. And to top that off, like the Pgmo area is always like that sacred area for D Xavier, right? But somehow they dropped the ball there. But at least from the first game today, they managed to bring back those lost points. But it cannot be only that one game today. It has to be more and more and more today for D Xavier, because D Xavier, they are always seem to be like a top contender when it comes to Southeast Asia. So to not see them at least in the top 5, it's going to be super weird.
Yeah, I mean, they're very consistent throughout the years. We don't talk about just this season or last season. They are one of the most consistent teams. But when it comes to finish it strong, sometimes it's quite difficult when it comes to teams that's so volatile, so unpredictable, like RRQ, even Void. The teams that happen to be coming in last minute and just give a bombastic performance and just slap everyone in the face and push everybody down in the very last day. That's why it's so interesting to see in a very tight schedule, we don't have that league stage and go straight for the finals. A lot the players have to shoulder for their pressure here. But when it comes to our, I guess, I did have BTR. Team Flash was actually close enough for both of us just now. But for Hive, we saw them a couple of times when it comes to Rondo. But it's a bit disappointing for me because I was hoping for them to get a bit more dangerous in that map just now.
So they're not dangerous? Yeah, now it's like the MJ season, right? Like every of my social media feeds is all like just MJ. Yeah, but they need to not only be dangerous, they need to be who's that?
Yeah, there you go. That's one of the best songs now. Oh, he's the greatest legend. He's the real GOAT. He's the real GOAT. But yeah, you guys can check out. I mean, there's a lot of the movies released. We also have MJ as a team. That's going to be Pangeran Macjo. I think probably that's somehow half a factor of the recent MJ thing. I don't know. That's why they name it, probably. But I want to talk about the points, Cloud. When we tally up the scores, okay, when it comes to number 1, number 2, they are slightly in a different league compared to the others, because last time we saw E-Arena and BTR, the only teams that's touching around the 70s, and it's the high-end 70s. They're almost getting around the 80 points now. But if you look at the place downwards, 60s, 40s, 30s, 20s, the gap is shrinking between the teams. I love this because it shows that the competition is so tight for the top 5.
Oh yeah, and that's what you get when you picture the best teams in Southeast Asia together, right? Like you can expect like that sort of really, really tight fight. And I really love it. I hope that we get to see like that really tight fight until the end of tomorrow. That will be super amazing. But shout out to all the amazing fans here watching. It's a full house. Wow. The fans are really, really geared up for this.
I think they even brought in their drums too. If I'm not mistaken, we can hear their cheering sometimes. I love the energy. The Thai fans, the Indonesian fans, the energy just crazy off the roof, man. And they even bring the whole, band to actually cheer for it as well.
Yeah, yesterday we clearly saw a very excited Yangon Galacticos fan in the crowd.
Oh, true.
Yeah. They could use the energy though. I mean, YG, I know a lot of expectations from the Myanmar region fans for Yangon Galacticos, their beloved people's champion. But, oh man, they need to step up the gas here. What do you think is lacking with Yangon Galacticos?
I think they're a bit too much overthinking. We can see they're reserving too much. They're playing too safe. The YG that we do know of, yes, the timing seems to be slightly off this time. Usually YG's timing seems to be impeccable, just like how Team Flash plays. They are in their Mirama, like waiting for stage 5, 6, and 7. And the early first 4 stages, what YG used to do, they're just poking from afar, but not giving away any information, knowing that if they manage to steal points, but they've been discovered by the team, that's pretty much pointless. So they they're not doing that as much as they used to. They're not taking advantage in that very small opening and a bit too protective, I must say.
Yeah, it's not the kind of YG that we used to seeing, especially during the PMCL, where they are able to show up at the later stages and they're able to bring in a lot of elimination points. I guess they're also having trouble trying to get into circle by circle by circle because of teams that will gatekeep them and they have to win those fights. They are definitely capable, and we have seen them doing it in the PMCL before and also the PMWC. But then again, this lobby is a totally different animal altogether. We are putting in the best of the best teams to Southeast Asia, and arguably Southeast Asia is one of the toughest regions to play in because all these teams are just up there in terms of quality.
Oh, speaking of quality, the audience quality is high value as well. I agree. When it comes to this lobby, I can be one of the hardest as well. And I love, you know what, I'm hoping one day we have more import players, just, get to see whether, I don't know if it's allowed for you to import a different region entirely, not from South Asia, but I'm looking forward if that's going to happen one day. But coming in, Hive, the wildcard regions, it just shows how much the standard have been marked up. Quality-wise have been high quality plays from even the wildcard region nowadays. But let's hop into the OG map, none other than Erangel.
Well, speaking about import, a little birdie told me before that at some point the boss of VTR was kind of interested with Carillo from Alpha 7. But obviously that didn't happen, and they continue on with whatever lineup that they have right now. But can you imagine if like a player like Carillo actually joins VTR playing side by side with Federales? That's mind blowing.
I know, and not just we're talking about teams, the players like Scout, OP, also the other side that we don't see a lot. Maybe they can actually pick up the players in quite different maps. I mean, probably put some boundaries, of course, the maximum of what they can actually have in a team. But it'll be fun to watch, and also it just brings a different value for the other regions, and you get to learn from other regions as well. Like how they used to play, you get to have a bit of a, knowing their mentality and mindset, kind of a mixture of trading knowledge in PUBG Mobile. That'd be fun to actually implement, hopefully one day. But when it comes to the flight path, slightly skewed to its left, but the circle is going to be a 50-50, very easy circle.
This is super 50-50, right? Like, there's no telling at this point whether it will go to main peninsula or main Philippines. Of course, we all know our favorite circle. We might get an idea at stage number 2, but even so, we can't be sure. It could be like still a 50-50 at stage 2, and that will make make the players like, just scratch their head, right? Like, where are they going to play? If it's still a 50-50 by stage 2 or even stage 3, that is crazy. Even if you want to play by the bay, just because you want to keep it safe and circle hard shifts to one side and you kind of want to swim over. Like, this is an ocean. It's not a river. It's an ocean. So either way, it's still going to be super high.
I agree. And I anticipate around Farm and Ferry Pier, that's going to be heavily favored by the teams. Because if you don't know whether it's 50-50, like you mentioned, it's not a river, it's a huge ocean in between. But we do have some players swap. Interesting. Bond, 452, I see. I guess Bond is just going to be deployed in Rondo, I guess. With only 3 days, it's so hard for the coaching staff to determine who's going to be their main roster for their lineup here.
Yeah, and looks like they put out the Bond of Fire. We'll put in Icy instead. Oh, yeah. With his ice.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but Team 52, I mean, they are currently at the stage where, number 16 points, even to pick into the top 5, like, the gap now is 32 points. It's really hard. Like, they're at the point that they need to just do anything and everything to try to give them a bit of hope towards the end of the day to see whether mathematically still possible for Team 52 to at least be in the top 5 by the end of tomorrow. And mind everyone that tomorrow we have 7 matches instead of the standard 6. So maybe they might give a bit of hope to some of those teams on the outer side or on the second half of our overall charts.
And to put in the same boat, I would probably add into the fray that's going to be Nemesis. These two teams, 52 and Nemesis, like you mentioned, they have to make use, fully, efficiently use day number 2 here, because if not, it's going to be hard for them to have even a slight hope to get number 5. But for the rest of starting from 14th place up to 9th place, from Hive down to SP, Sharper Esports, this is going to be the team that will try to hunt people down just to catch up for the points, because the one that try to play it safe, it's going to be starting from MEC towards Pandem, who slightly want to be a bit more cautious because they cannot afford to lose any round too early. While the others on top, that's going to be the top 4, they can have a bit of wiggle room, but of course, 100%, they will try to be alive as long as they can, because yesterday we saw how Hale just dropped the chart, and now they place themselves at 7th place. Now Hale, they're very different from yesterday's start. Yesterday was super aggressive at first, but today we don't see a lot of Hale yet.
Well, we're going to see probably a lot more of Xavier. That includes now. They spot out a player from Team Pandem, putting a couple of shots. It doesn't seem like they're going to commit to this one. Maybe they're going to focus on to like, okay, let's play closer to the center in anticipation of where the circle will go, instead of trying to chase one player and not trying to focus on getting the prime positions. The hill outside Pgmo is quite a prime position, and it's definitely a spot that they are very familiar with. So they are not too in a hurry to gain that 1 point. So they leave it to maybe how the circle will go before they decide on the next action.
Yeah, I think stage number 2 is going to be the factor whether they want to start to engage or not, unless if they're being forced and cornered to it, because Nemesis might get in between 52, and last we saw MJ is there as well. And I did mention earlier on Ferry Pier is going to be a hot spot. This is going to be around nearby the bridge on the outskirts of Ferry Pier. And since teams are unsure about whether it's going to be 50-50, like you mentioned before, stage 2 probably going to be the determinant factor whether they will engage or not. Because if they engage now, high chance they might get caught themselves in a crossfire, because everybody moving where they at, so everybody can't stop moving. Whoever's trying to take the center of the circle, whether to cross the bridge or not. But for YG, I think this is actually very good news for them, and Hive as well.
Yeah, since the starting point is in mid to the base, so they'll be praying hard that the circle goes towards them, and they'll have a good advantage from there. I don't see any other team from the main peninsula committing to the mid to the base yet. A lot of them still hovering around like Pgmo, somewhere not too far at least. But if everyone's around here, like Xavier, we have BTR, we have Team Pandem, maybe we'll see a fight. Or maybe even not, because everyone's just nervous about where the stage 2 circle will go.
Well, if it's still 50-50, we do know it's going to be a bloodbath on top Ferry Pier then, because everybody seems to be focusing on that. And also, the other side of Ferry Pier, just across the other side, is the, what you call it, the Fisherman Village for the Malays, I think. That's where it's going to be on south of Pgmo, where we see a lot of teams right on top of this area right now, circling around with their vehicles. Everybody's just waiting for stage number 2, and it feels like everybody seems to be at a truce as well. Agree that we're just going to wait things out. So there's a lot of very dangerous close encounters, but no engagement yet. It's all about the circle with 30 seconds on the clock. And for SMB, I think so far we don't see anybody else try to cross over SMB from the mainland. I think it's still going to be just Hive and YG for now.
And speaking about YG, Romeo got a hovercraft. So that's a really useful vehicle in this sort of situation. Can easily take the water route, it's well protected to transport themselves to either side. But we can't wait to see where stage 2 will bring us. What sort of circle are we going to get? Okay, so the chart is closed. Okay. Here we go.
Romeo drove back.
Ooh. Ooh.
50-50.
Majority base.
I think I have a feeling it's still going to be around 50-50. The very end, if this kind of just goes, ping pong back towards the north after this. But I agree, majority of the more towards SMB, it's go time to cross the bridge. It's for them to say we need to either swim or drive a hovercraft over or just cross the bridge. But we do know the bridge might get gatekept by Hive or YG.
Oh, we're already getting first blood here by Hades fighting against D-Xavier. D-Xavier lost one player, and Team Nemesis, they're going to rush in. This is the mentality of we have nothing more to lose. And Team Nemesis, if they take out D-Xavier here, that will stop them from getting into the top 5.
Lambo managed to squeeze in. Nemesis in trouble. Drax down on the ground. Nate, that was a big nade. Team Flash against RNG at the same time. Here comes. Hades couldn't make it through. It's a bit of body trade between these two. RQ versus Team Flash, while Nemesis still fighting against these Xaviers. It's going to be Lamborghini going against a different angle. Paragen tried to help a Lamborghini with the same entry towards that door. Oh, didn't find around the box, but they're going to circle around it as well. It's going to be a huge win for these Xaviers for now. It's going to be a 2v2, but Team Flash, that was a fast execution.
Oh man, Team Flash out early this time, thanks to RRQ. But this fight's not over yet. We have to find a player for Team Nemesis. Still gets one, but not able to get the second one. And D-Xavier saved by Paragen. Team Nemesis unfortunately will go out with only 2 points this round, but the fight's not over yet. We have another fight here involving 3 different players on 3 different teams.
Oh, it's going to be against Slumber. Now it's down on the ground. The arena got eliminated as well. This is huge news. BTR catching up to number 1 while Hill got eliminated in an instant. Everybody seems to be hovering around the same cluster of buildings, and they're having to be mashed in together. So many teams eliminated, 5 at that, within less than a minute.
Oh, next out is going to be Team Pandem, eliminated by BTR. And with the fact that E-Arena and Team Flash out, BTR can extend the lead at the top.
Oh, and they're not stopping. Look at that crazy kill feed, by the way. Going against YG before. Now, YG, they around the bridge area. They are not taking the right side of the bridge too much or too long, because knowing the fact it's not going to be inside of circle, they tried to gatekeep. I think it's RQ tried to cross the bridge. That's why YG split it into 2. The other 2 is dealing with BTR swimming across the river or towards the SMP. But Manase for the RQ is crossing over. Like I mentioned, it's going to be 2-2 formation broken for YG. They have to decide whether to pick against BTR or RQ.
Dude, this is deja vu. This is like yesterday's military base circle. And this time, that precious house is held by Hive International. We'll check back on the house later, because right now, Sharper Esports and AZ Slumber. Only one player from AZ Slumber on the other building left is going to be Lex all alone. And Sharper Esports, they're looking to make a big comeback as well. But they have to clear out the final player of AZ Slumber. They're heading their way there. Navigating around the smoke, we have Chaco at the forefront. Bobby will be eliminated by Kim Tony. But beautiful nade by Lex on the Chaco.
Sharper Esports, we're waiting for their rise, yeah. Some of them, the ex-player of E-Arena. There's going to be Sakura and NC2. Trunks for Sharper Esports. This is the time to prove themselves against AZ. Last player, Lex. Cooking the nade, but the nade hit him hard. Down to 40% of HP. Trying to reset himself, but the rest of SP is wrapping around the
We have 2 for 9. Let's get one. Did he get a second one? He will. Not one. It will not happen. And Lex will be eliminated, but still he's able to lock in those elimination points. 6 for AZ Slumber. And Sharper Esports, they still survive to tell the tale another day, but look at the teams in front of them. Oh my goodness. Yeah, D-Xavier now coming in, and Team 52, they're going to play the gatekeeping role. Going to play around the lighthouse area. Paragen finding it difficult to cut across. He still has a little bit more time though, because the circle is kind of there. But Team 52, they know the presence of Paragen. Team 52, Kimi taking the high ground, just scout things out, gathering information. Where's Paragen going to go from here? Kimi is probably going to move in, but he's extra cautious because he only sees one player, but he does not know where the other members are. But instead, they're going to put focus on to Sharper Esports. On the other side, we have Pangera McJo. Hurlings gets the pickle. Sees one more on the other end. I wonder who that player is. It is definitely from RRQ, and that's GenForce. Spending time in the blue right now. And GenForce, he does have 2 first aids if he needs to reset.
They're taking too much extended fight for RRQ. I don't think they are winning this one. It's the circle just go a bit far. We don't know YG might gatekeep them. I mean, last time we saw YG going towards against our BTR around that area. And they're just overstating themselves too much deep in the blue. 52 seems to be struggling, but they are not doing so bad, getting themselves that 1 elimination points, but the circle is going to be in between. It's going to be a bridge circle clown. Worst case scenario just happened for the players, but best case for us, very entertaining. On the other side, 52, they are trying to guard over this entry point of the bridge, not allowing anybody to pass.
And Hive International, they have the best spot possible. They have that compound, but now Yango goes in the fight. Here we go, Yango goes and Magna Esports Club. And here comes Romeo. He's going to be the player from ME. Yango goes, say a little smile in the process, but they will take down Kim. And they will show him locked in. Elimination. One other player from MEC is still full. And he was playing for position.
YG, but MEC, they're done yet. Where are you going, Monet? We're not done with you. He tried to reposition himself into the circle for this YG against MEC just now, who got eliminated just in the second we mentioned them. And I think YG is pretty happy with their performance. They have 5 eliminations across the board, but back towards D Xavier's side. Last quite long enough as 2 players, but 52 kind of out his position and Boyne just join in. Look at how 52 been guarding over this side of the bridge the longest time here.
I know, right? And this is going to be the last piece of land on the other side. Kimi gun down, Kido in trouble. Kido has the championship. Leo's bringing into the smoke, nobody's home. Paragen got Kido at the other day. And now Potato's moving in. Let's try to take advantage of the situation. But Manzi got Paragen. Team 52. They eliminated Paragen. D Xavier, 1 more player left. And on the other side of the island, we have BTR here in the presence of Yango Galacticos.
Federalis. Is he unleashing himself once more? BTR Razak trying to bait him out. Romeo managed to get on 1. It's going to be Razy finish off instantly. Back into hovercraft. Romeo, he will not die today. Oh, smooth criminal. YG shutting out on BTR, going straight into the circle. And now BTR, they're running low in terms of man. YG, on the other hand, do have a 3. If they regroup and try to have a re-initiating the fight, it's going to be 3. But BTR and the Relics have a different idea entirely. For the bridge.
They're trying to get underneath the bridge. But while that's happening, Team 52, final player eliminated. Now, Boyne, they have the entire lighthouse base for themselves, but very unlikely for them to still get the next stage of the circle. So they still have to start to plan their entry into military base next. But Rage, shot down by Federalis. Former teammates shooting at each other. But Rage could still be saved. But they have to make their move right now. BTR, they have Rage as hostage.
Oh, and the circle gonna pop less than 20 seconds now. Hive, Pretzel, thinking ways, tried to save his teammate. Try to give their best effort to revive every single manpower. They need all 4 with how many teams surrounding them right now. BTR closing in. There's also MJ close by. But the circle shrinks, I think, anytime now. Hive, Pretzel still hiding underneath those bridges. It's going to be SMB. Boyne will go over the other side. This is a trashy circle for most of them, but it's so fun to watch. Federalis is going in for Hive.
And he will eliminate his fellow countryman, Pretzel. And Range will be taken out by Zeta. A point stolen away by Zeta with the Mini 14. Now Hive International down to Bonboy and Raimon. two players that have played together for the longest time in multiple teams and even in the national squad as well. And Yangon Gallegos. Now this is their chance to move into the circle. Nobody else is in front of them.
Nay. Why do you know it's quite a flat land here? He's trying to figure out which way to go just to make sure they'll be a bit more safe. But for Sharper, he spots sharp thinking indeed. You know what? I'm done with the fights. I'm a peaceful person. Just gonna go for a dive.
He's holding his breath right now. I'm trying to emulate how do you speak inside the water, but yeah, that's how it sounds like. You can't. Oh, how does it sound like?
Hey, you try it. You try it.
Sounds like this. Nothing. But anyway, Lamborghini's doing the same as well. Oh, but he's so low on health. One last tick left. I believe this is going to be it for Xavier.
But that was very bold for Federalis, just not to drive all the way towards the bridge and manage to still survive with only a duo Razak on his side. I love today's Federalis plays. Way different from yesterday. BTR, they're surrounded. We have Voin right on top of them on that bridge, and they have MJ behind their backs, who seems to be, refocusing towards RQ instead. RQ being very naughty, two players, Lapa and Genforce left. They got themselves 4 eliminations, but slowly try to challenge BTR, baiting them to come to their side.
And they're just teasing right now. Oh, okay, let's see how. Oh man, that's.
You can do it, Lambo.
You can do it. You can do it. Oh well. Point given to Voin, and yeah, that's about it. But at least good news for Xavier. As of now, they are in the top 5.
For how much longer? Voin can actually catch up to the points though. They got 6 eliminations. If they score themselves a chicken here, they might actually overtake that. But it's quite a huge gap still, but doable. Still plenty of bodies in between. 17 players remaining with 7 teams alive. BTR, they're taking the lower platform. Because they spotted out Voxy. I think Razor definitely saw Voxy, but the problem is their rare side. Hive might be poking them from the side for BTR. They don't have enough manpower for the cover fire. But Voxy, he wants to close this distance. Slowly approaching towards SMB, but Hive is the untouchable ones. But unfortunately, they only have 2 players. So Hive, if they can defend that compound, it will last them so long until the chicken, probably.
It kind of feels like Yangon Gallegos will want to go to the compound where Hive is at. They're just cutting off information right now. But on the other side, we have MJ coming in onto RQ. RQ takes the high ground. MJ will push forward. They do have the manpower though. They come in, and into the smoke they go. And they found Lapar. Lapar down. Genforce on the other side now. It's just to stop Lapar. Genforce, where is he going to go from here? Genforce, 40% of health, and he will go the other side instead. But if he goes the other side, that's BTR there.
Maybe they can go slightly towards the right side, but last we saw, YG is conquering the right side of the circle, and Hive, it's just across them as well. So MJ, very tight squeeze to get into the circle now. But when it comes to the battle of the bridge, it's not done yet. BTR is the 2 players holding against the 3 players of Voin. Well, we do have a swimmer. Sakura is like happily diving, not having a care in the world, probably just enjoying wildlife of, the ocean down there. But Potato, on the other hand, trying to find an entry point. It's quite difficult for Voin to cross the bridge as Razak chipped down to 50% of HP. Federalis is the one that's unpredictable here.
A good spot for BTR though underneath the bridge. Great call for them to rush in here. Risky, but they made it. Especially with the Dacia. Let's see here. I believe the other big fight will happen down south. Okay, yeah, it's happening right now. As Satar took out Genforce, and that is it for RRQ. But as what we expected, Yangon Gallegos moving towards this compound where Hive International is at. Now it's time for Hive to defend.
YG try to flush out Hive out of their compound. This is a strong fortress if they can win this. But Hive been there the longest. They know how to get over the entry points. They already put some trucks in front just to block the entry point, so it will take YG a long time to actually get in there. Quite a big brain moment for Hive, closing all the entry points and guarding over it. I love how Momboy and Raimon just think this through with only 2 players left. They put a lot of effort to barricade, yeah.
And they have to think of how to gain elimination points. They're still at 0. And they are only dependent on placement points. Oh, time for Mr. One with the Nature, Sakura. He might be forced to dock himself. So I'm not sure. But the good news for him is that it kind of feels like nobody knows he's here yet.
Yeah, at least he can get that boat to just take as barricade as well. So I think Sakura is going to be fine. He might last long enough to be in the top 4. But for BTR, they are reserving their throwables for the next couple of stages. They don't want to overuse their utilities here, knowing that they are outnumbered by Voin. But Federalis spotted, he's very tempted to open fire, but that trigger discipline, you had a lot of my respect if Federalis not opening fire and wait things out. It's so important to wait for the next stage. The circle is moving away from BTR and Voin, and the Hive compound will not be in it as well. But YG will try to flush down the rest of Hive here. And the one that might have a shot at winning might be MJ. Nobody's watching MJ.
Ooh, and Federalis still has a little bit of that circle to play. But can't say the same for Voin though. On to MJ. He sees Tatar. Tatar receives damage. Still alright for now. But Razak is still there. Razak. He's being a pest right now to Voin. And because of him, it's going to be hard for them to move forward. They're going to clear out the players of BTR before they could. But Sakura. Looks like it's winter time.
Why did you shoot somebody who's on vacation? But I like how BTR is doing this. Federalis is the one that's hiding, so he will be the one opening fire while telling Razak to bait them out.
They don't know.
I don't think he knows.
They don't know.
No, they don't know. Foxy doesn't know. He doesn't know. He doesn't know. Federalis, wait things out. He knows. Razak's on the ground. He needs to make something out of this. 1-to-1 trade. Hive on the other side. Federalis! No! Foxy! What a fox!
Oh well. That's probably the most hilarious moment this season, ladies and gentlemen.
But we're down to 4 teams. 10 eliminations by Voin, and this is what we talked about Voin. They are always a team with full of surprises, unexpected when they want to perform. And I think they can reset themselves as a 3, or maybe just a 2 for now. But back to us YG, it took them quite a long time to flush out Hive. Now MJ is arriving as well, and they do have that elevation. Now YG might just walk in himself in a trap, or they might just win this one.
Oh, this music is just something else right now. I'm feeling the nerves just listening to this one. Okay, circle time. And MJ, they have circle. Oh, but the compound where YG and Hype Internationals no longer in the circle. Oh man. Observer, we want to see that compound. We want to see that one. There. Go to the house. The house. Yes. We want to see this one. Yeah.
YG, they're hovering around the corner of the wall. Here comes Nate. Ooh, Momboy quite close. They need to get out of YG, but Hive not making it easy. It's quite difficult for them to play around the puzzles of the buildings here. They have to get things regarding MJ. MJ's right behind YG. Nate's exchange between Hive and YG. Rhyme was down to 1 HP and no way still alive. But they need to climb over the wall. Oh, Hive. Taking it. Momboy's down on the ground. Down to 1 last play, Raimon.
Ooh, and now Young Radical is taking over this compound, but one more player on the other side. It's going to be Raimon though, behind the smoke. They know that he's there. The smoke's out. Raimon only has this wall to protect him. Oh, but then lucky enough for Raimon. Molly didn't flush him out as well. And here comes Myrna with the AUG, but he has to be careful on the high ground as well. MJ is around the corner. He has to put focus onto Raimon. Raimon, no space to go left. We might give it out to the blue, but Myrna says no. That point is ours.
I've placing at 4th place now against Voin, who's marching as a 3. MJ Daybot still bleeding out. They're popping the smokes to revive him back on his feet. Boxy on the other hand keep running him with lots of grenades flying over towards YG. MJ dealt with Potato. They are dealing with 2 teams at the same time. Voin, despite not having enough manpower, they still managed to fight 2-way, but it cost them nearly down to only Potato to take this in.
Oh, and Romeo got Foxy to this moment for Young Radicals. They are at 9 eliminations now. This circle should be theirs. And here comes MJ against Voin. 3-way war here, ladies and gentlemen. Romeo is heading towards MJ, but Daybot gunned down by the IGL Potato.
Oh, it's Potato doing the work. YG, Potato going in. Want to go for the clutch. Potato, not enough. Sucks. Was dead. Oh, 10 eliminations, but not done. YG. That was no brainer for that chicken.
And the crowd goes wild for the people's champion, Young Galacticals. They are back, and I got my prediction right. Young Galacticals, this is the start of their journey to the top 5 for the people.
Sorry, YG. You got that one right. And I think plenty of the fans will heard those cheering and the energy just now across the crowd. They've been waiting for YG to score that chicken dinner. They haven't scored any for this finals yet in day number 1 and finally get the right foot starting off with day number 2. YG, how much did they score, including the eliminations, won't be enough to push themselves in the top 5 now?
Ooh, how much did they score? Well, the answer is 11 elimination points. And with the chicken dinner, it's going to be 21 points. But what matters is the overall chart later on. Right now, Young Galacticals with this circle, it is the mid-to-the-base circle. It is a circle that favors Young Galacticals, but it was not an easy one for them. A lot of amazing teams made their way to mid-to-the-base and they had to fight their way through. And it came out with the chicken dinner towards the end. They had no hesitation when they had to push Voin for that chicken dinner towards the very end. At the moment when Potato was done with his fights. But it was an amazing fight as well by Potato. We have to give it up to the man himself as well. The legend of Voin, the IGL, the captain himself. But let's release the best moments here for YG.
21 points. YG in one single map. How much will they push themselves on top of? We do have another double-digit elimination. That's going to be Void. And I think this is also one of their best round, other than yesterday Erangel as well, the second Erangel. Now they are back in Erangel once more. MJ, welcome. Feels like MJ, we don't see them a lot, but today has offered us a different outcome, but they don't have as much elimination as Void, but plenty still with their position rankings with 2 eliminations, while BTR with 5 eliminations. That was intense just now, Cloud.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a crazy circle as well to watch. Of course, entertaining for us, but for the players, it might be a different story. But I also want to take a moment to shout out to our long-time English desk viewer, Alwin is here together with us. Hello. And our MVP this round is going to be the one that does not die. It's going to be Romeo with 4 eliminations, 591 damage, 2 knockouts, 29% point contribution, and a survival time of 29 minutes 32 seconds. And Yahoo Radicals, they played majority of the time without Smile. But it just shows that the other 3 players are able to carry the weight of the team, carry the weight of the people to score this chicken dinner.
But when it comes to the points, yeah, the only 2 teams with the double digit will be the ones that with double digit eliminations as well. Void and YG at first and second place, only a difference of, I think, 4 points. Well, we do have Pandem, the only team without any points this time, surprisingly. Pandem yesterday has been quite an okay run for them, but dropping the ball quite early today. Hopefully they start to build up the momentum. But we do see a lot of teams on the rise here, including Void, MJ, AZ and Aspi has been doing okay for day number 2 so far.
Ooh, look at the overalls right now. Yahoo Radicals, after that chicken dinner, they are only 1 point away from that number 5 spot. And Void is at number 5 right now. BTR, they still remain at number 1, and because E-Arena and also Team Flash, they got eliminated fairly early, so they opened up this gap here at the top. 6-point gap between BTR and E-Arena, followed by RRQ at number 3. Team Flash is currently at number 4, and Void is at number 5. But like how you pointed out before this, Chu, the points for the top 5 is still super duper tight.
I mean, the top 2 is on a different side of the ranking board, obviously, but there's only 3 slots. I think as long as the top 2 teams don't drop too early, it's still within reach for, it's still quite safe for the top 2. But if they were to drop any game after this, it opens up a different world entirely for the rest of the team, because the gap is definitely going to shrink so much, especially for RRQ and Team Flash. And we do know Team Flash, yesterday they got themselves the daily MVP for win. So they definitely want to entirety, because we do know there's a different incentive for the MVP. So I think Team Flash definitely want to push themselves to get another daily MVP here today.
Oh yeah, that extra $500 for the FMVP, right? I'm sure the players wouldn't mind that money. You can buy a lot of sneakers with that. I know a lot of players, they love sneakers. But besides that as well, yes, after this we're going to go to an extended break, by the way. So it's not your usual after 3 games break for this Pgmo Southeast Asia Finals. It's going to be after 2 games, then we're going to get an extended break, then we're going to roll 4 games all the way. But you know what? You talked about like Team Flash having a good day yesterday, but today we're starting to see like different teams starting to step out the game, and that's what's making the competition super tight.
We're going back to the question, who do you think will be the top 5 that will finish off this run? I mean, with the volatility of the current overall standing right now, the swaps have been doing hard shuffle all day long. I think so far the one that seems to be consistent, I think it's back to E-Arena, but with YG rising up, will this kind of giving E-Arena some hard time, because they might get stopped by YG somehow in the game later on, because if YG keep this momentum rolling, a lot of the top teams will start to wonder whether they have to do something else about it.
Oh yeah, because you're starting to see like, YG and then Xavier at some point and all that. So that will be something for them to figure out, especially during the extended break, which we will all take as well. So ladies and gentlemen, go take your break, but make sure when you come back on time, because it's going to be match number 3 free. We'll see you guys after the break.
Crush the bone, I am the hunger. I am the throne, you locked me deep, but I have grown.
Get to know PUBG Mobile version 4.4 in 2 minutes. Take on trials and go for the crown. Let's learn about the new themed version, Hero's Crown. Urban areas have been revamped in an ancient Greek style, and there's a new floating crown's abode. Collect origin embers, ride the sun chariot to the temple, and defeat the centaur boss Helios. To recruit him to your team, ride and fight alongside Helios, unlock exclusive skills, dominate the battleground, and charge forth. Additionally, there are 5 great trials to challenge. Use Fury Assault to shatter the heroic spirit and win rewards. Defend the battle flag against minions. Light the sacred fire and ascend to the crown's abode. Overcome obstacles and fly to the top. And score gold for supplies. See how you fare. The Laurel M1 Garand is here. This weapon's special trait is a chance to refill its magazine when dealing damage. Also, the higher your glory, the stronger its aura effect. 3 themed items are here to help you dominate the battleground. Tank enemies head on and break through formations with speed. Plant a flag to boost your attack power and survive in dire situations to carry your team. Fly around swiftly and seize the initiative. PUBG Mobile Flame On. Harness mythical power to reach the pinnacle of battle. There's also a new 2-seater convertible, Roadster. It's turbocharged with blazing speed. The powerful Panzerfaust has seen some adjustments and is available on more maps. Try out this weapon that can turn the tide of battle. The JS9 can now be picked up on more maps. Also, be sure to check out Livic's new spawn island. Metro Royale Chapter 32 is on its way. There are new season collectibles, as well as a new PvE enemy, the Centaur Warrior Helios, who can be found in the Arctic Base Advanced map. Go defeat him to get high-value sellable items. This World of Wonder update adds a new standalone World of Wonder lobby with a new interface and layout. The friend list and play together list now support joining matches in progress, so players can quick join a match and play without waiting. For more details, stay tuned for the World of Wonder update video. More exciting content awaits. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. have a few fans during PMWC, but that's very, very far away. But this is their best chance to see the people's champion to play in front of them. So this is definitely a good moment for the fans there.
Yeah, you can see the eye sparkled for Master Small just now when he saw the fans cheering and so many of them on ground. I mean, that's the best feeling ever to be a pro player. That's just everything you are fighting for. Happen to be that energy in arena, make it worth it to really put everything that you have forward. But speaking of moving forward, we do have 2 more Erangels maps to go. And so far, I have to say, YG been performing very well with their last chicken dinner. And we do know YG do prefer Erangel map over Murama. So I assume when it comes to Erangel map for the next one, we can expect them to be still up there in the top 4 perhaps.
Yeah, they are showing that they are able to push it, right? I mean, it's Young Galacticos, we've seen them perform not only in the PMCL, but also perform in the global stage as well, which is PMWC, and that's why they have that patch on their shoulder. So yeah, and it's not only YG, right? Like we also have to give the spotlight to a few other teams as well that were in the middle pack, and they're starting to really push themselves up. One of them could be like BTR. Now they are currently sitting at number 1, so they're also pushing it. Xavier also have 1 good round, which is good enough for them to push themselves up to in contention to be in the top 5 and also probably even the number 1 spot. Their next round probably wasn't that great because the circle was kind of tough, so going to give them the benefit of the doubt, but we cannot count these teams out for sure.
Yeah, I'm still staring at my notes here just to see. I mean, if you guys want to see my notes, this is.
It's really white paper.
Yeah, there you go. But speaking of my notes here, I agree with you. When it comes to BTR, they don't really have that big flashy plays, but we do know they're quite consistent. And yesterday as well, they have been in the top 4 multiple times. And for today, they're starting off Rondo met with that chicken dinner, bringing them such a good momentum. Might be snowballing now. It's quite worrisome for the teams that want to stay up there, but the moment they see YG, the moment they see the rise and the craziness coming up from Federalis today by BTR, there's no stopping these guys once they start snowballing. So we don't see a lot of E-Arena here with crazy amount of eliminations yet in the last Erangel map. But for you, Hive, I want to mention about Hive. They still maintain themselves in the top 4 just like they did in yesterday's Erangel.
Yeah, it almost feels like the mission of Hive is like, as long as we get top 5 to move to the PMGO finals, then that's good enough for them. And frankly speaking, no disrespect to Hive, if they are able to make the top 5, I would say that is a really, really strong achievement for Hive. Because you have a lot of other strong contenders for the championship, right? You also have like Xavier, even RRQ as well. They were on the roll yesterday and they're still in contention too. And for Hive, yes, they have their players. They had experience before playing on the international stage and even for the national team. But being in this lobby is going to be a totally different ball game. So if they're able to even make top 5, I must say it's a proud achievement for Hive.
Yeah, totally. And it's also the rise of the World Cup region. Don't forget about the teams coming out from the PUBG Mobile Challengers League. Not just YG start to rise up last year, and we have Hive slowly following the footsteps of YG, being so confident in this very tight lobby, so stacked up. I assume Nemesis might slowly joining in that game as well, but I don't know if they can actually make it by today, because we do see a bit struggle coming up from Nemesis. We do see Demios played so well, like how he did during the PMCL. So the World Cup, we do see them rising up multiple potential players that have the caliber to take down any of these legacy teams that in this lobby right now. But don't forget about the teams in the slowly around the bottom pack cloud, like MJ. MJ start to rise today as well, and they have been okay for even their Rondo map.
Oh yeah. So the formula is that as long as MJ, they are able to keep Sata alive and not let him being eliminated like super early, like how we have seen yesterday, then they do stand a chance. So they somehow have found that formula, right? So we haven't seen Sata being eliminated early, and he has won a few CQC fights for the team. So definitely they have to keep to that formula. And if they can keep to that formula, they could be one of those silent teams that slowly creep up to the top 5 as well.
You know, that's slowly creeping up is Voin as well. Don't forget about Voin. 12 of the nation, 12 from last map. And it's a wrangle. We're not talking about Rondo. And speaking of Voin, I assume they're going to play a lot of third party, just like how they did before. So YG slowly start to be slightly a bit more aggressive. They are slowly letting their guard down. That's how they perform it today. So the other teams like BTR, we saw Federale stepping up and really push the paddle for today coming up from BTR. Are they going to unleash a different side or not for the next one? Because slowly we are building up the momentum. We saw yesterday a lot of teams playing it very slow, very cautious, because it was their first day. But the problem with this tournament right now, there's only 3 days to be familiarized with all the teams. Today, I think majority of the players are quite comfortable already in this lobby. It's all about taking it into action and multiply the points by being more aggressive now.
Yeah, no doubt, right? No doubt. So we're like what? We're starting to count down the games, right? So you mentioned like how quick this is. It's 3 days. So now we are 4 plus 7 tomorrow. So 11 more games before it ends. Yeah, moment. This is a teaser of the moment dance, people. Teaser. He needs to get. He's getting his groove for sure. I mean, he has been pulling up a lot of great moves here for the team, and that's what's keeping E-Arena there at the top. But it's not about E-Arena only. It's also about BTR also stepping up the game. So, E-Arena, they're not in a hurry to try to take down BTR. They're not that level of desperation yet. But if they have the opportunity to take out BTR, I'm sure they'll take it.
Oh, BTR, of course. I mean, if the play presented itself, they have to snatch it, not just take it. They will snatch. And speaking of snatching things away in the very last minute, you talked about Sata. We have him on screen here right now. MJ, I agree. Yesterday, we saw how Sata got eliminated so fast in the first 3 maps. And then immediately, MJ kind of lost the direction completely. I feel like a lot of irresponsibility happens to be on top of Sata's shoulder. So the rest of the team have to make sure that he's alive is one thing. He has to make sure that he knows how to survive is another problem to deal with. So Sata seems to be the pivotal player for MJ. I think they are working out a new plan when it comes to day number 2. But they are teams that, despite this slowly building up momentum, we do know these Xaviers are one of the most perfectionist team out there. Perfectionists. Probably I would categorize them as OCD for Lamborghini. They are so serious to the point one small mistake feels like a bit too much for them.
Yeah, and one victory feels like nothing to them until they lift the trophy. So you won't see them celebrate until they lift the trophy, people. Yeah, so in case that you are new to PUBG Mobile esports in Southeast Asia and you see the Xavier like, oh, they scored a chicken dinner, but why are they not happy? It's just a Xavier thing. They are the only team that does that. Everyone else goes with the high fives and all that, but Xavier is like, okay, until the trophy is lifted, no high fives. That's somewhat their thing, right? And we also have Hive International here, so this lineup has a lot of experience in them, right? Like you have Range here, who has also played in PMGC back then with Harame Bros. He was forward teammates with Federales, and then you have Raimon and Momboy. Both of them have played for the national team during SEA Games, and Momboy, as an individual player, brought back the bronze medal that time, and he was given the title of Bronze Boy at some point. So Hive International, lots of experience within them. It's just a matter of them using the experience against all these other amazing teams to at least be the top 5.
Imagine if they actually go to PMWC, Hive and Federalis, BTR. Feels like a reunion for them. I think they're definitely gonna, just gonna have some chill time, getting out together to catch up between themselves, Federalis and the rest of Hive, because they used to be friends back in the day. So I think there's probably a lot of catching up to do. But catching up or not, we're talking about the bottom teams try to catch up to our last team wrangle map for today. This is the map everybody wants to make sure that they will get as much points as possible, because Mirama, it's so hard to play that one out to be aggressive.
I like how the spotlight is like towards YG, and now we're hearing the crowd cheering. Yeah. And how they put YG like at the bottom row, like in front of the fans. Yeah, that's fan service there, ladies and gentlemen. What can they service the fans with their performance inside the game? We're going to jump in on to Erangel again. Let's go.
Welcome back from the break, ladies and gents. It's a sunny day, yeah, and we're back in Erangel. I mean, in the game, it's already nighttime in South Asia, but we do have the flight path coming from south, from Primos up to Severny, slightly tilted towards the left side, skew it a bit, but plenty of room for them to drop around the team to score. If they want to drop around not a power, Lipov, they have to find themselves equal, but we assume there's two teams only coming up from SMB, Hive International, as well as YG. Now, the circle. Speaking of the circles game, today has been a great day with Wild Circles Club.
Oh yeah. Yesterday we had a meter-based circle, and today we kickstart the Erangel with a meter-based circle as well. I don't mind another one. I don't mind meter-based circles all day long. Yeah, that'll be great for us as casters here. It's super fun just to watch that, and we can see that the tempo, the pace is totally different, and teams have to fight to get into the meter-base itself. So it's super fun. Oh, I noticed a change here. Yangon Galacticos did not drop in Novo. They dropped in South Jogopol instead.
I think that's the second drop spot. We've seen that happen, but very rarely, not very common coming from this side. I don't know how, but it happens to be in that circle as well. And this might be a gut call. We do already have first contact made by AZ Slumber, taking out heel, lay off the bat. That's going to be right across the slightly south of Roxholm just now. Very fast indeed. I think that's going to be the scouter to try to get the vehicle.
Yeah, and the first blood is by Bobby Rales from AZ Slumber, whose coach is also the observer, and sometimes he's also the marshal for PUBG Mobile esports tournaments. Mr. Flank himself is being an all-rounder now helping out a team. Let's see how far will they be able to go with this. But anyway, now BTR. Number 1, 6 points ahead of E-Arena. So now since we have this 80-point bracket between like number 1 and number 2, right? So it's almost like who drops the ball, they will overtake each other. So E-Arena cannot drop the ball at all this round.
They're quite, I think that's pretty much, today has been slightly a bit more safer. I mean, Mormon did a lot of plays in the first map. Rondo before was a big one. BTR, Federales did, I think every single star player now stepping up their game. E-Arena and BTR, mostly both of these two. But don't discount RRQ yet. RRQ, sometimes they go crazy, especially, now Peko used to be one of my favorites, and I don't know why he kind of toned down a bit. I'm expecting more. For right now, it's not going to be the top teams. Yes, I agree, they cannot afford to get out the lobby too soon, but 52, I mean, this is going to be the team that has nothing else to lose. We do know it's a bit far-fetched to get into number 1 spot. The top 5, a lot of work to do. Still a slim possibility, but realistically speaking, Cloud, 52, I mean, compared to Nemesis, these two, pretty much in the same boat right now. Do you think it's doable for them to still be in the top 5 by end of tomorrow?
The only way right now
right now. 52 rushing towards side of Nemesis. Compound. Manzi getting on Dale. It's going to be Nemesis actually losing a lot more players than 52 is winning over. And they got pretty low, unhealthy HP, but it's resetting themselves to full now. Nemesis. Like I mentioned, if they don't build the momentum at the start of the day, it feels like they're going to drop the entire day.
And they're dropping out right now. Dale, Hades out. Only the Mios and Drax against Team 52. And Team 52, I believe at some point they will check this other building and see Kimi moving. But he's probably scouting their next checkpoint. But Team 52, okay, they'll be taking their time looting for now. But there will be a chance that they will check the other building for the other members of Team Nemesis because it's still points for them.
True. Every single point is super important, especially the bottom teams. But for Damios, it's playing itsy bitsy spider there. Try to hide try to conceal his presence. And now, quite given away, he's gonna run, he's gonna flee, knowing the fact, for Drax, good luck. If you couldn't find yourself out, it's fine, but I think Nemesis is going to be fine for now. They managed to get out from that tight spot, going across Gatka. So they will survive for now. But they are still in the middle of the circle. We do know everybody will start to slowly close in because the circle happens to be high chance at the field of Gatka. And speaking of the other teams, so YG, we don't see anything happening around the Jokopo area. So I assume they're doing okay despite they're changing their drop spot.
Yeah, at this stage, no news is good news, they say. So have a good start and then see them later. And that's been the playstyle of Young Galacticos anyway. Oh, but Pangera McJoe, they was playing the naughty boy sort of gameplay. Want to see if Hive will pass by here. And they will suspect that for sure because Hive normally drops at main to the base anyway. And with the circle being on the main peninsula, so this is their chance to collect these points.
Hive will dance with them if they want to dance. MJ, they're willing to wait. And it's still in the circle, so they can actually get some time. They tried to stop them from migrating to as a main peninsula. And he failed. Now he's relaying the information towards the rest of the team. The rest of MJ, can they follow up with the one player that managed to sneak Mickey too? Hive slowly closing in. Pretzel next, slowly sending one man at a time for Hive to cross over the other side. Very careful indeed, Hive approaching towards how MJ bridge camping them.
Yeah, it was one boy that managed to get away. But now his other teammates are stuck on the other side. And 100% circle is going to be a Gatka circle. This is a pretty standard circle. We've seen this many times, and a lot of teams are already in it because you have a lot of entry points into the circle, so it's not that difficult to get in at stage number 2. But it might be difficult for AZ Slumber now because Sharper Esports will try to stop them, and Lex will be sacrificed for sure. AZ Slumber, they have to let it go.
Some furious spray coming from finish off. Lax 1 point secured. These are going to be the teams without being inside of a circle, and now they're going in. For MJ, on the other hand, we're back towards the teams on the south. It's back towards the Hive. Monboy still managed to hide himself well. Hurlings will deal with him. Nate's being pre-cooked. 2 seconds and 1 mid-air explosion. Never mind, already dropped itself on second floor. Nobody's there. Monboy hoping he will try to give them warning nades so they won't close in for the distance. The rest of Hive is still not crossing that bridge. They're probably crossing it now since Monboy already given information. There's 2 of the MJ players happen to be here. Raimon got caught in the process of hiding. Oh, Monboy! Sata! What a name.
What a nade. That one nade is enough to knock him down. And looks like I managed to send 2 players across. But now, Team Flash and Mark Knight was up. And Team Flash, only down to 2 players? Oh, this is bad news for Team Flash. They could chase the number 1 spot, but now we're only 2. They have to win this fight against Mark Knight Esports Club. Bo, right in front of Shamil. But Bo being shot at from behind as well. BTR. They wouldn't mind stealing away these points.
flash. The twins in trouble. Zeus, how to save bows. So far seems like slightly difficult, this twin to work out as a duo. I personally prefer the duo of bows and Win. But Zeus have to save his mate. Basically soulmate as well. Twins for life, they say. But BTR coming in with those nades and MEC as well. They're being showered left, right, center. It's gonna be so painful to be at the receiving end of Team Flash right now. Another nade dropping by. MEC trying to steal it away at the same time. BTR coming out from the back as well. Team Flash, they have to open the gates of hell for the teams in the top. And there's gonna be a lot of teams trying to catch up that number 3 spot now.
With Team Flash eliminated, that opens up that space for BTR to pull away, and also E-Arena. And also RRQ, Void, Yahoo Radicals, MEC, Xavier to overtake them. Man, so many teams. They could potentially push down Team Flash right now. But Shamil, final player for MEC in this area. Not sure how he's going to get out of this. There you go. Axel spot him up. He's out down on the ground, and surely they will pick up this point.
You see, Voki is actually wrapping around at the back of BTR there in the small map, but I don't think he's willing to take the risk to completely get annihilated by BTR since they're running low in terms of manpower. But the circle shifted, definitely going to be open field of Kaka. We saw so many teams already in there. And there's going to be MEC Shamans down as well, down to only 2 players, or maybe 1 for the side of MEC. Voki, the last man standing. BTR. Crazy happened to be alone in the middle of crossfire for the Appotato. What a spray! And that's it! It was clean!
Just like that. 4 points already for BTR. They're heading towards a 100-point mark now. But Hype International, the 2 players that managed to survive that dreaded bridge fight, Range and Pretzel, are reaching through to the chopstick area with Hale Esports in front of them. Let's see. What can Pretzel get out of this nade? Nothing. Second nade sent across. Past the smoke. Doesn't have any vision at all. It does connect slightly onto Tiger X. But this nade got Nui. That's the knock that they're looking for. They're looking for a bigger opening here before they could rush in because they can't really see what's in front of them.
They just blindly tossing those nades, and he happened to connect, but here comes Pretzel tossing another one. Got good estimation on Tiger Axe position here. He's in trouble, taking the front line. Canary couldn't even revive Nui. The nade seems to be quite precise on the side of Hive, and they're running low with their troubles here for Hill. It's going to be the battle of the trench. You might get interruption from E-Arena anytime now. They definitely are interested. Around the minimap, we can see all the views of E-Arena, definitely focusing towards the trench side. But they slightly have to focus, shifting towards Hill. There's too many teams around Hive here right now. They have to be extra careful.
But pretty sure from the commotion, teams know that there are other teams in the chopstick area, but at least it's in the circle, so they can still buy themselves some time. The Razer had not bought any time, but maybe by Axel. Got Mernet from Young Radicals. Still no follow-up, so it could be a long-range one. Yes, it is. Okay. Oh, but Mernet ran over by Axel. Ooh, that's YG losing a player.
BTR's not losing too much. Just HP down. Speaking of YG, they're splitting themselves into 2-2 formation right now. Smart going on. Razak BTR. They challenge straight ahead on the top 2 teams. The top teams. Sorry for that. The Xaviers is there around as well. While Razor is still bleeding out, the circle happened to be shrinking, and Razor right in the middle of it. The rest of BT are very scattered now. Look at how far apart they are. I think around 300 to 400 meters apart from each of their players. While the Xaviers managed to take down on high. The MEC spotted out. The Xavier Levi is completely taken out by Voki, the last member of the MEC doing the work by himself.
Still be able to bring in that extra point. Oh, but Federal is now trying to get away. 50% of health left. And they found a safe haven here. It's not in the circle yet, but at least it could be a small pit stop for them. Oh, they have another player in front. And that's going to be Razy. They can follow up onto the team captain himself. And next... Okay, this place is pretty much clear because Hype International, they're in the chopstick area. so they don't have a good view of BTR, but Voin might have that.
It's going to be a very small space for BTR. One lane to rule them all. That very small shack bar, back to its Voin. They lost one number before. Nate Boxy. Nate in trouble. Got surrounded. Down to very last HP. Oh, he has to reload. And it's going to be Voxy hoping he will actually get one that was so close, but he's running low for munitions. Has a slightly a bit more reserving. Spotted another player of 52, Manzi. He's thinking twice now whether to spray or not.
We decided to stay quiet for now. No clear shot, not going to pull the trigger. Don't pull attention towards him. It's kind of far away from his other two players, so if he gets knocked, then there's no way they'll be able to save him, because every other team is close by now. The Team Pandem finding their spot in the circle, and they found one, so they're okay. The Xavier across them, but a bit too far, so won't be affected by the Xavier at all. So I believe that most teams should be okay in the circle now. And with the fact that they are okay in the circle, then stage 5. Oh, but we have RRQ and the Baco still caught outside.
It's going to be the battle will start when the clock strikes at 1 minute, because RRQ will start to have to make the move here, and they might have to force the battle between Sharper Esports, who split himself into 2-2 formation as well. So that's going to be NC2 right across with his teammate. Sakura might rejoin them as well, driving over to this side. Kim Tony is there. So Nepeko got a lot of information. The intel will be gathered. He start giving them slightly a poke, maybe not. Regroup with RQ and try to discuss what to do next first, whether they have to take this fight or not, or just going to go straight into the center of the circle the moment it shifts.
Well, we'll find out in 30 more seconds, but we just found out that Voki, final player for MEC, eliminated. So 3 points for Mark 9 Esports Club. At least they're still in touch of the top 5. Take out for Young Red goes knocked down by Satar from MJ. I believe that's another long range, no follow-up yet. Hive International, they'll be okay here. They'll stay here and be as quiet as possible for sure, and let everyone else cancel out each other. But 3 seconds, stage 5. Okay, let's see where the circle will go this time. Slightly towards the north, and Hive is still in the circle.
I'm looking at BTL, who's stuck up together in that very small shack in a very flat plain. Voin might have some information on BTL's position, whether they have a lot of troubles to flush them out or not. That's going to be one that we want to see in their pockets. But back to Sharper Esports, they are way out from the circle just now, and Araki just next to them. These are going to be the 2 teams not inside of the circle. Last we've seen Pandem is around the southern side as well, but it's a bit far from RQ. So RQ, whether they want to wait a bit later to rotate in, or they have to take this fight against Sharper Esports, because Sharper Esports will take the lead first. Will they go for the tails and the shot?
Wait a second, where did Sakura come from? From the side, knocking it out just like that, and now he will secure that elimination point, but Sakura putting himself in an awkward position. He sees the Baco on the right side. Chaco coming in. The Baco goes down, but Lapa trades it back. Oh, the other side. Looks like RQ got them surrounded, but now it's only Lapa left, the final player, and then Season.
The points away. Pandem also made a U-turn when they actually was close to the circle, just for the sake of a point. Everybody hovering towards RQ. And last man standing was Lapa. Sakura couldn't make it through. BTR shut them down. His Xavier's also fallen through the gap here. BTR, they somehow survive in the small shack, but we see the crazy kill feed keep it going.
Everybody's just so desperado for points right now. You can see all those teams willing to counter the circle to try to gain those points that Southern side earlier on. But it's not over yet though below there. Himji will be the next one to be eliminated by Hurlings. And we have Leon still not out of it yet. The last player. The team kind of spraying into the smoke is going to be Kimi. Not able to finish him off yet. And Dimsy will now make a drive for it. And there's a lot more teams following. He's spraying hard right now. He's able to make it through. But he's supposed to stop at Leon's. Will be out.
They're definitely devastated. Miscalculation here for Pandem. Dimsy out as well. 52. Finish it off with a jump shot. That's going to be 52. Getting the points. YG also being eliminated early this time. A lot of teams sharing very close structures together. While we do have the Battle of the Trench, E-Arena now trying to take down on high. The other side of the trench there seems to be back towards the trench wall, but we do have AZ Slumber around the corner as well. Now, surprisingly, every single time we ended up in Pochinki or around Gakka, these Xaviers, this is their initial drop spot, yet they always let it slip through their fingers. They just couldn't make it when it comes to the battle in here.
Ooh, that was so close. One last tick of health. Can Turnike make it? No, he's not going to try. He has to focus on getting into the circle. Now the circle has shifted. They have to take this fight against Hype International. They'll be forcing onto this one. And Hype International, are they really in the circle? I guess they're somewhat by the edge of it. So the pressure is on the E-Arena now.
Or was it a bait by E-Arena? Hive giving away the positions. Praso being a bit careful. They don't have enough manpower, only 2 of them left. So he has to got 180 degree of angle for each one of them. Very good placement when it comes to placing the players in this angle right now. To have full 360 degree view. But they have to be extra careful. Is anybody coming up from that trenches to surprise them? Hill, E-Arena and Hive happen to be the 3 teams around the trenches area. Different chopstick. Hill, not willing to give it away, but I hate to break it. E-Arena, like you mentioned as well, Cloud, they seem to be more in the pressure zone. Their backs around the blue. They have to cut across 2 teams here. Make it 3, including AZ Slumber.
But it could be opportunity for them to gain those elimination points, so it depends on whether you want to see the cup half full or half empty. Oh, Maisie got Schweppes. Oh, what a position by Maisie here. But this area is not in the circle though. So at some point he has to move. The Mios just got taken out by Kiddo from Team 52. Oh, this day. Ooh.
Oh, this one.
Oh, another one. Oh, okay, here comes the Schweppes down again.
They just aiming for the middle of the trench around within the snow. Perfect target for them. E-Arena have to shift them. Joker tried to bait while the rest of his teammates tried to revive back on Schweppes. A lot of pressure. Schweppes being pressured by the blue as well. They need to leave the trenches here, like I don't know. I have to cut into the tunnel where Hive is waiting inside. Still having a 4-4 E-Arena right now, but running low with their hand grenades. Nemesis unfortunately have to go out as well to be taken out. But here comes the Nikkei's nade. Spotted out Measy.
Oh, the nade locked. Missed. Measy's still okay. Another nade. Measy's in big trouble, but then again, BTR in the fight of their own as well. Looking at the elimination feed, looks like Point have been eliminated. But here comes E-Arena Joker, shut down by Hive International. But here comes 30K as the hero, and they will save the Joker.
That's a good double pick with 2 players just now going in through that tunnel. But now it's going to be Nui. Hale trying to take them down. They know they are around the crate area. One of them still knocked down still. It's going to be Mormon and Joker right across the target of those hand grenades. But for Hill, they're still going to take this trench. They know that the trench on the other side is quite close up by the blue zone, but the circle will favor the trench wall zone. Oh, will be a different. It's going to be BTR Small Shack. It's BTR taking the center while E-Arena slowly closing in towards the trench of Hill right now.
BTR gets the circle. Pressure again is onto E-Arena. Nate sent across onto Nui. 50% damage there. Oh, but Federella's knocked down by Satar. The 2 buddies in a fight. I believe that's a long-range one between Mac Joe and also BTR. But beautiful name, but none other than Mormon.
Mormon never failed to deliver. Schweppes here comes to follow up with those nades just now. find it. Chip down. Tiger X down to 50%. He's bleeding out while Nui try to hold the front line. He needed as well. Razy getting on MJ, but for more man, he's doing so much work. I mean, Shrub's trying to do the work, but a bit too early. 10k as always, there to save the day, but unfortunately, this will stunt the advancement of the arena for a bit. Hill still holding on. AZ spotted out some of them. AZ got finished off by Bluesm, but the nades keep pressuring, forcing Mormon to pull back a bit. Cancelled out the revival, but 10k managed to hold through. Hill, unfortunately, they will force themselves in the blue and got finished off by the rest of the arena as well.
That's an insane run by E-Arena. If you think about it, it's a long, hard run, but finally they become the king of the trench. BTR, middle circle, they're still okay, but now we put focus on the Team 52. Dayball just got naded down. Will Team 52 find that space to push? No vehicles for Team 52. Can't really do that. They have to clear off Mac Joe no matter what, because we still have stage number 8, but Mac Joe will not go down without a fight. They're buying time with those nades. Sata will need to pick up his teammate. Dayball is still on the ground.
We're looking at the rise of the very bottom teams. They're 52 already got themselves 11 eliminations by now, with full team still well and alive. They are on a roll. They are definitely being pushed with a lot of adrenaline rush right now. They're not showing any sign of slowing down, but Satar will try to hold their movement from pushing forward with those nades.
Whoa!
Double down, Satar! Here comes another one. Chipping us slowly for the HP 52. They had it rolling, but they were too hesitant.
And that's what you can expect from the most decorated PUBG Mobile esports player in Southeast Asia, Sata. Beautiful nade indeed. And that's why it's so important to keep him alive. He's able to repay that back to his team now. But are they clear yet? Not really though. I'm interested to see what's happening on the left side as well. E-Arena seems to be on a fight, but I see from Team 52 got Razy. Long range there. One player knocked.
Satar now slowly running and crawling his way, but he's being founded out by the rest of 52 men. They finish off straight away. They're losing their anchor player down there. But 52 rising back. They spot up BTR and E-Arena. Joker is stolen away the point. Oh, I see. What a sharp set of eyes. Everybody else putting the work, but he's still in it away. Him is bleeding out. He got himself 13 eliminations. Speaking of a Cinderella story, what a dramatic turn of events.
Oh, let's see how many more points they can get from this round. BTR still holding the shack as a fortress, but E-Arena Shref somehow managed to make it through. He just needs a little bit more time for him to heal up himself. Nades galore and Shrefs! Somehow he's still alive! Oh my goodness, from the right side, Shrefs. He sees a target in front of him, but he needs time to heal up. And his teammate will pass him a first aid. He'll be back to 80% soon.
Mormon tried to actually give some cover fire to 10k, but he's being shot down instead. Quite plenty of nades coming in, but never mind. But 10k jumping in. 10k just gonna go push. Wait a minute. No way. Not like this. 10k is going aggressively solo without waiting Mormon to arrive. He made it such a good opening for E-Arena, but he was going alone. Mormon down on the ground as well, leaving the last player of E-Arena left. This is such a blunder. E-Arena, they almost had it, but a bit too early, and E-Arena have to bow down their 4th place. What a crazy advancement by 10k.
Oh man, he had to make the split-second decision earlier on because he was right in front of BTR. And now BTR, top 3, no, make it top 2 with the fact that Bobby giving himself up to the blue. But Team 52, they have a full squad and they know exactly where BTR is at. This is the moment for Team 52 to lock in the chicken dinner. And at this point, they have a lot of elimination points to come together with it.
Oh, they got plenty. They got 16. They got 16 elimination. They're not stopping. They want to secure 18. Raising down on the ground. 52. What a comeback in the finals here from the very bottom at 16th place. Now where would they stand with 18 eliminations with a plus of chicken dinner?
And that is your new record, ladies and gentlemen. 18 eliminations is the number to beat for other teams to break that record. Canada is sending a signal to all the teams up there to say that we are coming for you.
52. Who would have thought? Silently staying in the overall rankings at the very bottom. I see there was very good skills from afar just now when BTR was struggling against a different team. They took every single opportunity they can get, and they were not stopping. We can see it was a bit of a blunder when they're fighting against MJ, but the moment they took out Satar, MJ's completely annihilated. But what a game by 52.
What a game. What a game. 18 eliminations, ladies and gentlemen. This is the record now for the Pgmo Southeast Asia Finals. Man. So it's a 28-point haul just in this one game. They could be in touch right now off the top 5. You gotta just check back the highlights.
That was insane run just now by our top 4 teams. 52 BTR, Arena, MJ, Water closing by 52. The one that secured another double digit is going to be BTR as well, as that placed himself in the second place. But just now, I have to give it. A lot of us question why TurneyK, but I feel like TurneyK had the plan before. They want to rush into its BTR's very small shack, but Mormon was being stopped by 52 and MJ at the same time. He got put on hold. He couldn't follow through TurneyK. They would have with 2 players. Everything's
absolutely right. And the catalyst, of course, Manzi, as he's awarded the MVP for this round with 7 eliminations and a whooping 1,162 damage for 5 knockouts and 2. Just when we thought that, you know what, they're down there, you know, it's hard for them and all that, but this is a 28-point haul here for Team 52. But the battle between BTR and E-Arena is as tight as well. 16 points for BTR, E-Arena 13 points. That means that BTR will still be up there, but the gap is still very close. And then we also have Pangyam and Joe with a decent 8 points, but majority of the points from this round is stolen away by Team 52 because of that 18 elimination haul.
not just that, with this much of points, 28 points. Last time we saw they started with a 16th place. Before the start of that map, they are at 11th place already. That one single map of a great haul of eliminations plus chicken dinner. That's just how much it impacted. So many teams get pushed down because this is the number 16 teams before. Getting that chicken dinner change everything down there. Same goes for the top teams though. No touching the BTR yet or E-Arena, but Team Flash and RQ swap places. MEC and YG as well. The one that actually stacked them is only 3 teams. E-Arena at 2nd place, Hill 9th, and Pandem at 10th.
Okay, I'm looking at this objectively, right? So Team 52, although they are number 11, but between them and number 5, it's only 6 points. That's how crazy it is. It's only 6 points, man. And we are at our halfway mark here, ladies and gentlemen. And in case you just joined us, so far we're getting different regions up here on our chicken dinner list. So we started the day with BTR, and then we had the Yagu Radicals in our second match. Third match that just ended was Team 52, and now we'll be heading into our final Irango for today. So who will be the one to take home this chicken dinner? Man, and that rivalry between BTR and E-Arena is really starting to heat up.
Very heated up because right now the home ground teams like E-Arena haven't scored their chicken dinner yet, but they have been very consistent to getting themselves in the top 4. When it comes to eliminations, they're having the most out there. For E-Arena, they are at second place, but they got the most eliminations, 70. Compared to BTR, got 65 eliminations, but they are at number 1. And BTR, congratulations for breaking the 100-point mark. They are the only team with a triple digit right now at 103 points, and E-Arena just hitting the 94. So 6 more points to get into the 100. But you can see the margins, Cloud. E-Arena and Team Flash, last time we saw them, there was almost a 30-point difference between second place and third place. But the competition from third place towards 10th place, or even down to probably 14th place. Third place to 14th place, the gap is just too small to ignore.
Oh yeah, super duper small, right? And you know what? That comes back to our conversation yesterday of like, it's so hard for us to pick who is the top 5 here just because of this lobby. And it's showing now. Even at now we are at the exact halfway mark of this tournament. The points are super duper close, and it feels like anyone, even number 16 can break into the top 16. That's just another evidence to say that whatever that we discussed yesterday is true. This is a very, very difficult lobby.
Everybody can actually win. I mean, when it comes to the top 5, but when it comes to number 1 spot, so far the best contender for that is going to be only 2 teams, E-Arena and BTR. But we do know so many teams like to surprise us, especially when it comes to those weird circles. You know, when it comes to generous circle, the general that we've seen a lot of the bottom teams take advantage of that by getting, example, what 52 just did, eliminations and those chicken dinner, of course. But when it comes to the weird circles, this is where those heavy hitters team, those legacy teams start to shine. So anytime now, for Team Flash, I'm not touching them at all when it comes to a Wrangle map, because we do know they are not really favorite for these maps. We're going to talk more about them in Miramar, but when it comes to BTR, they have been quite consistent here. Plus, when it comes to Hive, though, we don't see them a lot just now.
Because they were gate capped at the left side bridge, and they lost 2 players early to Pangeran McJoe, so that didn't help. But they managed to send 2 players to escape, and they went straight into the trenches, and they survived for quite a while. But then again, if you have 2 players in that kind of situation, it becomes very, very difficult. So they did what they could. If Pangeran McJoe did not bridge camp them, then it might be a different story for Hive International. But it is what it is. I mean, if your starting point is at main to the base and the circle is somewhere up, you always have to expect that somebody's going to be there, and no matter what, you have to find a way around it.
Yeah, but there's also a plus point for MJ though, from the Pangeran McJoes. I do prefer to call them McJoes. They definitely have plenty of points out of Hive gatekeeping just now. They definitely seems to be fruitful for them, and they have been bulldozing people a lot from behind after they're done with Hive. And speaking of the other teams, now with 52 just showcase they can flip the tide or turn the tide anytime. So I think this sort of give the drive for the bottom teams like maybe Nemesis and also Sharper Esports to do something about the positions.
Yeah, I mean what they did was they also gave example to the teams down there. It's like, hey, you know what? Although we are down there, but if we can do it, you guys can too. So maybe the bottom teams might be fired up, and that will make a really exciting race towards tomorrow. So today is a setup for tomorrow to see like, okay, what's the potential of like how many teams can still break into the top 5, and by the start of tomorrow, the storyline is still like, okay, everybody can still somehow surge into the top 5. That would be crazy. That would be record breaking, because normally by day 3 in this sort of 3-day tournament, we start to see like, oh, number 16, number 15, no way, no how, or maybe even 14 and so on and so forth. But if their points are super close, like even now down to 11th place, it's only 6 points, then who knows, we might get all 16 teams still can somehow do it tomorrow.
That's what's making it so exciting for Southeast Asia lobby, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
The sudden surprise, the sudden, hello, I'm still in the tournament, don't forget about me, and there you go, they're taking the lead and suddenly changing of hands when it comes to the trophy in the very last minute. The last minute is actually the most painful to watch, because sometimes we've seen certain teams like Arena or BTI, I don't want to jinx them, but this happens before. And what happened was the last minute they get pushed down by different teams, and their trophy seems to be slipped through their hands in the very last match. And worst case for this tournament, tomorrow have a chance of 7 maps. And we don't know what other maps there will be in the 7th map. It will be randomized. I'm not sure whether we're going to have Vikendi or Sunhawk back in the rolling of the map later for tomorrow.
We only find that out tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. But I do hope that, well, not only hope, I'm pretty sure like we will still see this kind of support from the fans as well. E-Arena sending their army down to give their support. So they'll be excited to see how they end the day and who will be number 1, right? Well, to unfold that, we need to roll in the remaining 3 maps here, and we're going to go through the last Irango for today. And then by the end of the day, we'll see what's the gap between E-Arena and BTR, or maybe some other team that might surge up. RRQ has been a little bit quiet today. They had a very good performance yesterday, but today seems to be kind of chill. Maybe it's because the rise of other teams, so it's kind of like a domino effect. Somebody has to give way in this kind of tournament. But let's give way to the last Irango match.
This is it. What can be changed is going to change, yeah, and that's going to be Erangel, the magical map of every possibilities for the teams down there. A magical land that can change their fate in PUBG Mobile career. And so far, I think this is also the best time for these Xaviers to try to put the numbers, because we do know Team Flash is doing way better in the Roma and not giving any opportunity for their counterpart, the Xaviers, to do anything in the Roma. The Xaviers, every time the circle seems to be on top of Gaga Pachinki, even though that's their initial top spot, they just don't like to fight in there. So maybe if the circle's not generous, the circle, maybe the Xaviers can do something.
Yeah, Xavier as well, right? They had an okay start to the day, but they're kind of starting to fall off. Yeah, we can say that the second match, the circle was difficult, but even after that, it's like, the previous round wasn't that great for them, even though they had like the opportunity start each circle. So I believe the fans would have expected them to do well, but yeah, the fact is that they did not. So these areas, they still need to find their rhythm here. They cannot just like, okay, one good map and that's it. But we're going to get a very different circle this time, all the way up north, centered around shooting range. So it's a bit of a change here for our teams.
Hence, I don't think Hive want to go SMB, so as well as YG, so it's going to be Jungle 4 for their options, which means we might have South Jungle 4 early interactions between E-Arena and YG. Because YG seems to be speeding their way towards that direction, while the other teams still, spread out towards the other side of the circle, taking their own sweet time, knowing the fact the circle seems to be close towards that fight path. We might as well take a bit of a space to make sure they will keep their distance to loot up first. 52 happen to be getting the record-breaking 18 eliminations in this tournament. Now, definitely have very different morale approaching with them having a shot at number 5. I mean, like you mentioned, the gap is single digit right now.
Yeah, the game is on now for Team 52. And if we were to go down, right, like, okay, MJ, then between them and number 5, the gap is 8 points. Oh, we have a swap here. So Iftar, former Alliance player, is coming in for Fax on the new Bloods around. Okay, so that's 8 for MJ. And then you go down, AZ Slumber is only 9 points different, and that's like number 13. And then go down some more. Hive International, the gap between them is 12 points, which is not too bad. So even number 14 is 12 points. And then, okay, you have a decent gap with Sharper Esports and Team Nemesis, but it goes all the way down to number 14 now.
And that's why I'm hoping for SP and Nemesis actually take some advice or learn the story of 52 just now, how things have turned for them. If they start to rise up for SP and Nemesis, it's doable as long as they can get themselves around 20-ish points as a whole, including their ranking position, or around 18 points is also making a huge difference for them already. That's just going to shrink. Every single team couldn't afford to make one simple mistake. It will cost them the entirety of the tournament, even it's day number 2. That's just how crucial the tight and how tight the margin is right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely right. Especially between BTR and E-Arena now. It feels almost like a two-way horse between the two, but because we still have a lot of games, so can't count like the close teams yet. Outs. I also had to welcome BTR to the 100-point mark as well, 103 points collected. And E-Arena is behind them by 9 points. So one good game by E-Arena to shoot them up. But for what we have seen, it's not only about like, oh, E-Arena maintaining their performance. They are maintaining their performance, but BTR is doing the same as well. But E-Arena is still not at that desperate stage of like, okay, we need to hard drop them, we need to hunt them down. Not yet. That might be tomorrow, depending on how the points are. But as of now, I believe that both teams will still play it just like how they used to be, or just like how they've been playing in the previous rounds.
Yeah, a bit of default mode, I called it. But tomorrow, I mean, I wouldn't say a lot of teams. A lot of teams actually having it a bit safer, a bit default, but it's slightly showing already by now. It's giving a bit of a vibe that things can go even crazier. After we saw how Turnike from E-Arena just charged forward by running to that BTR small shack in the previous run. And those craziness start to leak out despite it's just day number two. Not just, it's day number 2. So imagine what's going to happen tomorrow if we can see some of the slightest crazy plays today. Tomorrow is going to be even crazier. I don't know what to expect when it comes to the start, especially Rondo tomorrow is going to be a huge one.
Yeah, this lobby is just out of this world, right? And I like that you pointed out Rondo itself. Imagine if like the last map 7 is Rondo. Oh man. Now that I think about it, right?
That's crazy.
Like, let's put the last map. Let's hope for the last map to be Rondo.
I wouldn't mind Rondo, or if we do have the old maps coming back in, if we have Sunhawk, I wouldn't mind as well. Either or, Rondo or Sunhawk. It's going to be super fun to watch because you do know, I do prefer Rondo as well over Sunhawk because of the recall tower can be activated in there. And things can go really crazy. We haven't seen the craziest part of Rondo if it be put into the lineup schedule to the last Rondo to be played at the last map of the day. We haven't seen that ever happen.
So for our officials, please make the last map tomorrow Rondo. If you don't want to give us the smash rule, that's fine, but make the last map tomorrow Rondo. I want to hear it from the comment section, right? What do you guys think? What map do you want to see as the last map tomorrow? Map 7. Do you want Rondo, just like us, or do you want another map? Put it in the comment section. I just want to get a feel of what you guys think.
You're a boring person if you selected Irango.
If you select Miramar, the door is that way.
Yes, just get out. You don't have a choice now, do you?
If you select Miramar, and Los Leones.
We're not friends.
Yeah, we're calling the cops. Okay, I'm seeing Miramar here. Okay, guys, please.
Wait, come on. You guys are boring, Miramar people. We're not friends anymore, chat.
Oh, man.
You guys
What?
no fun. Why Miramar?
Why?
Oh,
Why Miramar,
man.
guys?
Please
Explain to us. We want to know.
Why Miramar? I mean, do you want to wait and just see the place lit up and just wait until stage 4, then people start to move, or you want to go crazy since the start and just keep on reviving till the very end and keep shooting till the very end? Come on, guys.
Okay, I like the Bridget's comment. Rondo or Sandhawk? Yeah, I wouldn't mind Sandhawk. Yeah.
We're friends. Definitely my fam. There you go.
Yeah. We fist bump.
Vikendi? I mean, if Vikendi and then we get the water circle, then great. But before we talk about that circle shift, north or south, it's going to be a fun map to watch. Ruins is going to be a hot spot. And there's so many choke points in between around the bridges area as well.
Oh, man. Is this circle like set up specially for Pgmo? Like, because we know that, you guys are top teams, right? You guys so good, right? You guys champion, right? Come, I give you this circle, come. Now you play, now. Now you play. Show us how you play.
Okay, YG taking the bridge. And we still have the conversation of the map. So, you guys are our bros. We're good bros if you have to love Rondo or Sunhawk. But other than that, I mean, Vikendi is kind of but Wrangler and Miramar, you guys can find new friends now.
Well, Onika Tamagi says Rondo for kids. Well, if you think about it, how old do you think these players are?
It's true.
So, yeah, Rondo
It's on
is.
you, man.
And Bobby's definitely still a kid. And this kid won against another kid called Sata.
MJ, the moment... Okay, this is a good test for MJ, the Pangera McJoe's team. Without Sata, can they do something about this?
We can't play Livik, man. There's not enough slots. But Bobby Rales. Okay, let's see what he can come up with. Is this me on a nobody's home? He's going in with the SLK. He sees one. He took out Satado, but he can't take out two of them from MJ.
I guess they already broken the curse. Without Sata, it's still going to be no problem for them. MJ seems to be winning against AZ, but it's pretty much the same body trait. One for each of the team, MJ and AZ. Hive, on the other hand, taking a long time in the blue zone. I think they did actually go slightly down south and slowly coming back into the circle. Well, we do have a very heated up North Jogopol. Now shifting over to a different place entirely, just on the outskirts of Roshawk, across the other side of a bridge, south of shooting range. We have Team Flash, we have Hill, we have BTR, and one player, Voin, seems to be very nosy, trying to get into some information here, because I don't see the rest of our Voin players around this, except for their one player, Zeta, who's happened to be the scouter for the team.
I'm still seeing a lot of Miramar in the comment section. Why?
Why? Don't
why?
you guys have enough Miramar? And we only have one Rondo per day.
Yeah.
And then 3 Wrangles and 2 Miramar. Why do you guys want to add more of the same map? And speaking of maps, Master Smile. Oh, that's a very long shot from Voki. MEC caught one of the top players, and we love his interview. That's going to be YG, Master Smile.
Ooh. And the circle kind of scammed. Now it's going to be a northern side circle around the area of shooting range. So the high ground around shooting range will be kind of important for the teams. But well, if any good news for the YG fans out there, YG, they scored the chicken dinner with minimal stats from Smile. So at least he's the IGL, so he can direct from outside the game and you have a clearer mind.
It's like Cloud saying, YG, Smile, you're not that important, it's fine.
Yeah. Until he senses jerseys, he's not that important.
Oh man, but he's a very good speaker when it comes to, you know, the interview as well. You gotta give them credit. But with Smile, you're always gonna be my favorite. I've seen his best play when he clutch. But when it comes to MEC, I have to say, MEC, when it comes to the middle of the day yesterday after the break, they doubled their game up, and the momentum has not stopped since yesterday, and they even brought it forward until now. Quite in the middle pack, but they maintain at number 5. Well, Pendum, they're falling like a pandemonium right now.
Easy now. Oh, goes down. Oh, and it's E-Arena and BTR. Okay, this is that fight. And it's not only Razak left for BTR, he has to survive this one. And E-Arena will be very happy to eliminate the players of BTR. And look at the fans. You're going wild right now.
Yeah, moment, that was brutal. Shotgun right in the face of the player. But heavy casualty on both sides. BTR down to 1 player, E-Arena down to 2. And while they're taking the blue zone, they managed to reset as a 3. And plenty of leveling up their gears from the death boxes laying around. But BTR, this is a very shaky game for them. They do have a lot of room for E-Arena to catch up later on. In E-Arena, this is adding up the numbers. They might actually break the 100 points by end of this round.
And Team Flash, another team that needs to find their footing again. If not, they might lose the top 5. Right now, BTR only Razak left, so he will be playing for placement points. 3 players from E-Arena, they can still do wonders. On the elimination feed, D-Xavier in a fight with RRQ. And D-Xavier, they're the one tanking the blue right now. Fearon is down, but GenForce is there with him, so not too worried. But this time, early elimination for BTR. E-Arena, this is their chance.
And this is a big chance for RRQ to shrink the gap if they can, since there's no more progress on BTR's points anymore. But RRQ, we talked about them, these just crashed right into it. I don't know what they're thinking. They're just gonna go in for the rush. And but RRQ did not see this one coming. They did not expect these Xaviers to be this fast to push in, and RRQ there in but at least Lafarge gives some cover fire, and the Blues are actually forcing for them to do so. Levi and Nate, heavy casualty on both sides, RRQ and the Xaviers, down to 2 players now. But the ones in trouble is going to be Xaviers. They're taking too much. Lou and Nate might get finished off. We're talking about stage 4 here, Cloud.
Ooh, and Nate got gunned down by Fearon. Okay, Levi's final player for the Xavier now. He's doing what he can to try to bring in those points at least. And he's down to his last first aid, that's it. And then that bandages in hand. Oh man, it's so difficult for Levi. I don't think he'll last that long. And that should be it. There you go. Levi's out, Xavier no points. Okay. And we have Hale Esports here. Oh, surrounded by so many other teams. Okay, including Team 52 as well. And Mega Earth goes down. I see with the SLK gameplay. Let's see if I see able to get more out of this. He will finish up Newey, but here comes Team Flash as well. They could use those points. Sending Nates into the building. And they're waiting for the right moment, waiting for the next knock. Nate on the 2nd floor. Oh, but the ball is still active, so they can't go through yet. They have to wait. Team Flash. Navigating around, okay, trying to find a good angle here. But what's happening at the 2nd floor? I wonder who's actually winning this one. Because right now, the elimination feed is going insane. And Team 52, out from Grace, out at number 12 with 1 elimination point. And Schwab's got down. It's only Joker left to find an active player. Can he actually escape this one? Joker, 10% of health left. He's driving through so many teams in front of him. Joker has to survive somehow. But right in front of him is going to be Void. Will Void be the one to take him down and save BTR from that number 1 spot? Joker, he's still alive.
Crazy miracle there, managed to escape Dav in the nick of time, but now back to his Pendum side. Leon Dizzy in trouble. Team Flash, on the other hand, down to only 2 players here. A lot of the top team seems to be struggling in this one. While they did not expect a lot of this aggressive engagement by the middle pack. We do have Team Flash tops try to see through the smoke, but Hive, they will start to actually get into the circle. See, this is going to be another clash between these two teams.
Oh, and high ground advantage now for Hive International. Two players here. Oh, E-Arena Joker eliminated. And BTR will retain their number one spot for sure. RRQ and Team Flash, they're just too far away, but they can still close the gap between them and E-Arena and BTR. Now attention on to Hive International. How are they going to get into the circle? Right now in front of them is going to be Sharper Esports. Trying to stop them. They're playing the gatekeeping role, but somehow they punch through. But inside, they'll face off with Void. They'll avoid that one. They'll find another safe haven inside of it.
The circle shrinks. Which side is going to favor to us? Is it going to be the compound? Yes, it will. YG, they got quite a safe spot, a sweet one that there with compounds inside of a circle and Hive to be in the center. It's quite an open space, but at least the uneven terrain will cover them temporarily. Hive, Ratzel, with Momboy bleeding out, they are in the center, but unfortunately nothing to barricade themselves. YG, Cloud spot out Hive, is trying to run away. He's trying to open fire, but did not connect somehow. But YG, the other side, will be waiting to take down Hive remaining players.
Oh, and Yangu Edigos, like what you say, right? They have a really good spot. They have this compound, and I don't think it will be challenged by any other team. But then again, stage number 6, they might have to lead this one. By then, they have to cross the road.
Speaking of the road, why did the chicken cross the road? Sorry for that. But YG, I think if the circle keeps shifting downwards, YG have a big shot at getting that chicken, another chicken for the day. And that definitely going to push themselves up towards the top 5 afterwards. But for Hill, on the other hand, this is the team that actually explosive in day number 1. Now seems to be struggling against Team Flash. And there's also AZ Slumber just across them as well. Panda, there's so many teams on the right side of the circle here. Void taken out, Sakura's on the ground, but Team Flash and Panda might be having another clash. This is just clustered up together.
Ooh, and they have to force their way through, but look at the amount of teams there. It's crazy right now. Everyone's migrating from the north down into the circle. And while that's happening, Sharper Esports fighting against Void as they try to get into the circle itself. And Sharper Esports losing player after player. Now only one player left somewhere. Somehow, he's still alive for now. But Zeus from the lower ground will be taken out. As only Tom's left, the final player for Team Flash, and he's really low on health. He needs to heal up. Can he heal up in time? He's still alive, but no, not for long. Team Flash out.
Alright, Q managed to secure those points there. I think Hill did not manage to steal it away just now, but here at least good news, they still in the game and try to revive, but we're talking stage 5. They need to make it fast and running low with their ammunitions as well. Pandem on the other hand, quite in the center of attention here as well against MEC and Void. Potato seems to be in the middle of the crossfire. So 3 teams on the northern side, while AZ Slumber, I think they start to engage against Hill. I heard a couple of, yeah, there you go. Canary is knocked down. Meezy's taking it down, but I don't know if they want to go in for the rush for MEC.
Oh, and they might just do so because they could use those points as well to try to catch up to the top 5. But boy, they're pretty busy with Team Panda. MEC could take advantage of this situation, and Potato currently down. And MEC, time for them to steal away those points, and they're doing exactly that. They'll finish off Potato. That's going to be another point for MEC. They are currently in top 5.
Jabranki tried to make it work, trying to find an off angle, but the circle will shrink. Now we're talking about stage number 6, hitting the players. We're down to only few teams left here. But back towards the circle, it will be slightly forwards and slightly on the north. YG have to leave their compounds now and they have to join in the fray as well. MEC holding the grounds against Void, while Panda repositioning towards Hill side, crashing straight into Hill. Can we see that fight right now? Hill versus Panda. There you go. Jabring is on the ground.
Leon Southfighter player for Team Pandem. And they managed to win against Hill somehow. And they will be able to reset, but they have
the ending yet. But for AZ, they split out. MEC Voki, I think he got finished off straight away. Never mind.
They got tagged.
Yeah.
He got tagged by CZ, aka Calamity. 40 seconds before we see stage number 8. And everyone's really by the edge of the circle right now. Very likely the circle will go towards the middle and everybody will be forced to move.
YG's just biding their time as well. Now it's even. They managed to squeeze in their position into the circle. Now YG seems to be a bit more safer. The slope of hills, the only thing that divide them with MEC. But AZ spotted out from the flank side. It's not safe for YG in this position. It's going to be tough. MEC already know their position. So does AZ. YG seems to be the team under the microscope of these two teams. Unless AZ decided, you know what, we want to go towards MEC side. For YG, this is going to be a patience game for them.
Ooh, now circle. Oof. It's going to be really tight, but then again, MEC, they do have the high ground advantage, but they have to move forward. They're arguably the furthest away from circle now. They have some space to play with, but everybody's just waiting to see who will make the first move. Okay, MEC pops that smoke. Now they're on their vehicle. They're waiting as well. They're trying to bait out, but okay, here goes. Stepping on the gas, and they're moving towards YG.
Oh, Iftar coming in for the crash! Oh, C-Class on the ground, but it's going to be Iftar taking the lead as well. YG got annihilated in an instant at that. Now we're getting a Malaysian finale between AZ Slumber versus MEC. MEC, a bit of a casualty just now. But it's not the total loss yet. It's 10 eliminations in the back. Boki leading with 6 eliminations all by himself. He managed to reset to full HP again. AZ got slightly lower ground advantage on the side of MEC with those elevations here.
Yeah, and both teams could use those points in their pursuit of the top 5. So they'll definitely play their best. Based on the stats now, 60% chance for MEC to score this chicken dinner. They're going up against AZ Slumber with 3 players. Bobby got eliminated fairly early on in this round. The advantage, the manpower will be on to MEC. 10 more seconds and we'll be at stage number 9. And AZ Slumber, they're still holding their ground. Information gathered by MEC. Now they know exactly where AZ Slumber is at.
Oh, Shaman's going to be the tension breaker. It's a bit awkward, Mizi's position there. Very steep slope. But if they're hoping Disney will somehow connect, will Mizi get hit by it? One by one, chest down to very low HP. CZ is down as well. It's just a matter of time for Mizi, but a nade! That's on the ground. What a timing! Oh, MEC, it's go time, and that's just it. MEC, the second chicken in the final.
MEC from PMPM up here. Ticket dinner number 2 for them. Just when you thought they went quiet, just when you thought they might be sliding down the charge. But now with the chicken dinner, they put themselves back up in the top 5. And as Roki silences the crowd, you know that they're still in the game.
Oh, that's very sweet. Even the families for Voki happen to be in ground. They're on ground, trying to give him all love and the support they can actually give. But AZ Slumber, what a ride as well just now. I have to say today happen to be the rise of Malaysian teams across the random maps we have today.
Oh, absolutely, right? Like we have Team 52 got that chicken dinner, and now AZ Slumber second place, and MEC chicken dinner. Wow. Okay, how many eliminations this is? So this is 12 eliminations, so that's 22 points for MEC. Surely will boost them up into the top 5, without a doubt, for sure. And who might be the MVP? I mean, just based on the stats, everything favors to the man himself. The double PMPL Malaysia champion with 2 different teams. Voki. This is the man. No, wait. Make it 3 PMPL Malaysia champions now that I think about it. Yeah, but we'll check that out later because right now, it's the highlight.
different teams. He started with RSG when he was in RSG for the first few seasons of the Pro League of PUBG Mobile back in the days, 2021. He scored himself a champion. He got another championship for the NYSG PH Spring in 2022, and he was in Alliance and 4 Rivals. And then he got another one recently in the none other than Mark 9 Esports. 3 different teams, yet he can give so much more, and he's still very young indeed, even though he's a veteran player. But here comes our top 4 teams just now. You guys just saw in the blink, but we're giving it back to our MVP Voki. 6 elimination out of the 12, half by this man only.
Voki again, 6 eliminations, 940 damage, 5 knockouts, 36% point contribution, and a 29 minute 16-second survival time. The last time MEC scored a chicken dinner, he was the MVP as well. So 2 MVPs right now to Voki's name. He's definitely in contention for the FMVP title. But MEC 22 points. Okay, that's pretty cool. But our top contenders here. So E-Arena 3 points and BTR only 1 point. So that means BTR will still be number 1.
But it shrinks the gap even further. Now I want to see whether E-Arena managed to break the scores to the 100 marks or not just yet. Because last we've seen, there's only one team with a triple digit. It's still going to be BTR 104, sorry. E-Arena 97, that's 3 points away. Here comes the biggest margin. Compared to all the others down there, there's going to be like around almost 20 points, 18 points to be exact, between E-Arena and RRQ of a difference. If one of these 2 teams got eliminated quickly in the next map, which is going to be Mirama, anybody can catch up. RRQ, MSC jumping to the 4th place. We've seen so many brutal change in the middle pack here, Cloud.
Yeah, it's just changing, right? Like we have a lot of greens there, YG, Team Panda, AZ Slumber, MEC obviously, and RRQ. We have a couple of reds, including Team Flash. They need to find their footing again. But, ladies and gentlemen, we are done with all the Erangel matches. After this, we're going to go to the comment section fan favorite map, which is Mirama. So I'm sure you guys will enjoy that. 2 Miramas before we wrap up the day. And so far it's BTR, Yangu Gaticos, Team 52, and Magna Esports Club scoring chicken dinners.
Why Mirama though, guys? Of all the best,
right?
I know. I mean, unless if you're getting those, those weird circles, or Oasis circle, I wouldn't mind that at all. But yeah, when it comes to today, it has been a total change of air based on yesterday. Yesterday was majority coming up from the Thais domination. We haven't got any Thai team scoring the chicken yet for now, for day number 2.
Oh yeah, when we started the day yesterday, it was Hale Esports and E-Arena. And then we kind of had that, could this be a home-drawn buff thing, right? But today, no chicken dinners for any of the Thai teams. But despite no chicken dinner, at least for E-Arena, they're still keeping pace, so that's not bad. But like Hale Esports, oh man, after the first game yesterday, they just went missing altogether. And now we're hardly even talking about Hale Esports if you think about it.
That's true. They were there when it comes to the top 4 sometimes, especially in Rondo map before. It feels like you can only see them the first 2 maps, and then they're totally quiet for the entire day. Feels a bit... It's a shame because they had the lead yesterday. They're just letting it taken by a different team to take the lead. And a bit disappointing, to see, a bit sad as well. So much work they've been putting into the first day and then being just shoved down by the teams in the last minute. And speaking of last minute now, this is where we start to talk about Team Flash. This is where we talk about Team Flash multiple times, because Mirama yesterday has been a back-to-back chicken dinner for Team Flash.
I'm sure you wouldn't mind talking about Team Flash because they're in your prediction. They're like, okay,
no, I mean, the only reason I put them in the prediction is because the Mirama map is theirs so far. I mean, I want to see another contender, but so far Team Flash has been dominating around our yesterday's Mirama map.
Team Nemesis, let's go. If you remember in the PMCL last game, obviously it was Miramar, and they scored the chicken dinner. So Team Nemesis. Now I'm rooting for like the 16, 15, 14 teams. Let's do it. Let's do it.
And the thing is, even if you're actually rooting for the bottom teams like 15, 14, 16 place, it's not wrong because of how small the gap is now. Everybody's pretty much just shoulder to shoulder. That's close. Anybody can be pushed down from third place downwards. Anybody can change things. But we do have 2 Miramar maps. Now, do we expect a very cautious play, or it's a mix of both of aggressive and safe play?
Well, like what you said, right? Unless we get those kind of Patona circles or Impala circles, we're gonna get okay, until stage 4, everybody's just gonna be happily looting. Our observers trying to find a horse, but they can't find one. I get a feeling it's a different set of observers. That's okay. And yeah, we're probably gonna see that kind of pace. Typical Miramar, I must say.
I have to give props to observers today. It's way better than yesterday. I'm so happy watching the games here. We get to see a lot of fights that's not been missed this time. And a crazy amount of eliminations as well. Compared to day number 1, you definitely have a new number to break. That's going to be 18 eliminations as per single map in Erangel. I mean, we got a lot when it comes to Rondo. Usually 16 around there. But this is more than Rondo. 18. Now, can they get more in Miramar? Because we see the middle pack teams or the bottom teams start to rise up here.
Oh yeah, and that's what we want to see, right? Like, we want to keep it tight until tomorrow, until the last game that will be played in Rondo, not Miramar. Yes, I'm going to emphasize that. Hopefully the officials hear this. Rondo, map 7, please. Thank you. Yeah, we're going to keep it tight until that.
Stop spamming Miramar in the chat, please. Oh, please no.
Yes.
Miramar. What's wrong with you guys? You only have 1 Rondo per day. Once. Make it twice, please. Tomorrow is going to be a mystery. What will be the 7th map? And what are the conditions to be met to actually play map number 7 as well? We have no clue. Just as clueless as you guys watching here right now.
But that's the fun of it, right? That means that tomorrow you guys have to tune in to find out how is it going to be, what's going to be the map, and I believe that map will be a decider map for a lot of things, right? Whether it's the championship, whether it's the top 5, I believe we'll go down to the last map. I don't think we'll be like, last map doesn't matter anymore. It's not going to be that scenario.
Rondo. I want it to be Rondo so bad for the last map. Because if that's the case, Cloud, imagine how crazy Rondo can get in the last day. And, the trophy swap hands in the last minute, even the top 5. That's going to be crazy. Okay, you imagine.
Yeah, I am imagining hard here. I'm also imagining hard for Team Flash because we both have Team Flash on our prediction.
Yeah.